Welcome, one and all, and a special welcome to Conrad, who finally jumped in. We were doing the pre-show, and he's jumped in the opening up little 30 seconds there. So, hello, everyone. Hopefully, you've all had a good week. We're here for another live stream edition of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew, and as is customary now, I've been joined by Bell and Dave, who don't adjust your sets. They are twinning it tonight. And
yeah, twinsy. Team awesome.
I didn't know how long Conrad would last. We'll see what happens. But Conrad is in the black screen, and then you got Jeff in the Oilers gear underneath as well. We'll see how long Conrad's signal holds out for. I'm not sure how it's going to go for him out there. But yeah, jump in the comments, say hi, let us know where you're watching from, all the stuff we love to get you to do, and give us your thoughts on everything we're talking about tonight. We have a lot to get through as always, so hopefully you're all ready to get stuck into it. So tonight we're going to be going through. We've got King of the Riff. The next round of that is round 3 tonight, which is Def Leppard High and Dry versus Extreme Pornograffitti. We have Fretboard Feud, which is us going through the Black Sabbath tier album, picking our songs and going through the scores from last week. Backyard Banger is going on to Audio Rain, which is cool. Dave has control of the Who Am I game this week, and we have all the usual stuff. You do. I hope you do, because otherwise that's going to be a really short segment.
I hope I do too. I wrote some notes. I don't know who I am, but I wrote some notes.
But yeah, so as always, there's a heap to get through. There are reference tracks to everything in the description box, and make sure you get involved and hit those links up there and see if you need to check anything out or if you're watching later on and all that sort of stuff. And there's links to us and all the usual stuff, and I'll put some banners across the bottom as well. So make sure you follow, like, subscribe, all the usual shit. Check us out on Patreon and all the other stuff as well. Alrighty, I guess I'll get it started on the hard rock happenings, the 3 things you need to know right now. And it's been an interesting week in the bigger musical acts. First of all, I think we've all very much heard of this, and if you hadn't, then I don't know how you missed this bit of news, but Aerosmith have officially retired from touring. That is that's happened. Well done, Jeff. Considering you and I had a session on that on Sunday, but anyway, no, but the Aerosmith have officially called it a day from touring. And if you read the statement, then to me it sounds more like a permanent farewell, not a permanent vacation, if that makes sense. So I think they haven't released a new album since 2012. So I don't know how much more we're going to get. Don't know if they might release some, unreleased tracks or B-sides and offcuts and things like that, but I don't know how much more we'll actually get out of that band. But anyway, congratulations to them on a 50-plus year career. They might do a show here or there, I reckon, but I don't know. Long story short, I think that's about it. And you all know the news, so it's a sad day. Dave, I haven't had a chance to get your thoughts on that. I know how much this band means to you, so you want to have a quick say on that when you got that news?
Yeah, it wasn't a surprise. It was sad, but it wasn't really a surprise. His voice is challenged after his injury last year, had to be postponed and then obviously delayed, and then that's it. But yeah, amazing 50-year career, and it's not going to be the same without them. Yeah,
no, completely agree. I'll have to get that Aerosmith special we did last year edited up pretty quick now on the back of that, I think, Dave.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool, yeah.
I can't remember what I said, so it'd be really cool.
That's how it works. Another one too that I don't know if you guys are aware of this one, but the Rolling Stones released a great album last year, but on top of that, they're teaming up with a company called Panini to do trading cards. I'm not sure when and what and how and all that sort of stuff, but they're going to be doing things. They're going to have like this hot lip selection. They're going to have different selections and different like prism cards, and it's going to be a full-on collector's cards thing for the Rolling Stones. And I think if any band can do it with their storied career, think about all the different pieces of artwork and then all the iconic imagery to do with that band. You could definitely see it coming. And so interesting venture. It's still early days on it yet, but I think it's looking to release either late this year or early next year, but I could be wrong on that. There's some convention thing coming up where they're going to debut all of this sort of stuff, but that's interesting. I think as the music industry shifts and changes, we've got Kiss moving into avatars, we've got Rolling Stones moving into trading cards.
I think Kiss didn't do it.
Well, they've done it now. But
they've done it before.
They'll probably do NFTs first or something like that. But anyway, we're going to find, I think, artists evolving and expanding what they do and don't explore in the world of the what is capable for them in terms of merch and everything else in between. I'll get to the comments in a second, so make sure you keep saying hi. Final bit of news for this week is there is lots going on in the Rammstein camp. They released a statement the other day just online, which put everyone's hearts in their mouth because the final words were like Alfida saying, just basically saying goodbye. But it wasn't anything like that. It was just a statement saying, basically, long story short, they're quiet at the moment because they've been dealing with a lot of accusations towards Till Lindemann in particular. And there's been a bit going on. They're taking it as seriously as they can, whilst also, how do I put this, not buying it for a second or the accusations being made kind of thing. So they're going through the process and being very diligent in their work. And on the back of that statement, a couple of days later, or even a matter of hours later, Till Lindemann, the singer, has launched a suit against the newspaper that was printing all the allegations and all that stuff against him. So now it's that sort of a phase as well. So there's probably, the band is slow with doing things in general, which is not a bad thing. It's just how they've always worked. But yeah, it's interesting seeing how that's playing out. So they've weathered the storm of the initial accusations and now it's sort of plateaued. Now they're sort of going to strike back, I think, against them. They're sort of going through the process, but they sort of, yeah, bit of an interesting sort of development having that happen in the last sort of 48 hours or so, watching that play out. So just watch this space and we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, I guess eventually it's going to be bound to happen that some would fight back, and I guess this is where it's going to be. Quickly on to releases for tomorrow. Some interesting ones. A lot of re-releases actually tomorrow. It's a big re-release day. But you got Alex Lifeson, we're doing a Victor re-release. You got Geddy Lee doing My Favorite Headache re-release. Blue Oyster Cult are doing a 50th anniversary live album that's dropping tomorrow night, the second night of it. Hammerfall have their new album, Avenge the Fallen. It's coming out tomorrow as well. And Aussie band out of WA, Dice, are releasing their new album, Midnight Zoo, tomorrow as well. We played a song of theirs on the TV broadcast a few weeks ago now. Interesting band. Got a bit of a pop side to them, but they're very interesting, and they sort of, yeah, interesting sort of band. So if you like something a bit more, it's definitely rock, but there's a pop element to them, which is just makes them sort of stand out a bit. So if you're interested, curious, check out the new album, Midnight Zoo from Dice, dropping tomorrow as we do this one. Let's get some comments in. Come and say hi, people, which we've got, which is nice. Tough is here. Here we go. Hey, long time no headbang. Good to see you, Tough. It has been a while. Good to see you again. Michael's here. Good evening, all. Conrad been taken out already? Possibly. I haven't got his signal back in yet. So, Jeff, I don't know if you're able to reach out to him at all. But just,
I did already. I messaged.
Yeah, I figured I saw you doing that, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Tough says, are you keeping up with the Commodore's 64? That could be the internet problem. Well, that could be Conrad's problem out there in the middle. He's out to Bloodstock tonight. Isn't it Bloodstock?
Yeah, Bloodstock. Yeah.
So he's out there. And so I'm not sure how much we'll go to Conrad tonight, but we'll see what happens. Kat's here. Good to see you, Kat. Going, howdy, kids. Good to see you as always. Terry's here. Going, hi, everyone.
Terry.
Tough says, and Judas Priest is still active. Yes, indeed they are. They released a cracking album early this year as well. Man Family here. G'day all. Good to see you again as always. Same for Guru. Conspiracy Guru's here on Twitch. Good to see you as well. Our good friend Hello Rockers across the plane. Vinny, he's here as well. Hey gang, hope you're all well. Vinny. Sucks about Eric. Like another small part of our younger years we have to leave behind, and that is going to continue to happen. The longer we stay, the more we lose those things, unfortunately, to us. That's just how the nature of time works.
Yeah. Yep.
We may have Conrad back in, but we'll see how we go with this one. Trying to drag him back in. Kevin, the Trivia King, is here. Going, greetings, kids. Good to see you, Kevin, as well. We have Conrad waving at us, and Craig is here too. Going, hey everyone, here for a short time tonight, so no procrastinating, please. Good luck with that. We've already started that. So yeah, let's just watch it all later on, and when you can, in bits and pieces.
Oh shit.
That was well timed. Oh well. All right, we have Conrad walking around.
Hey, Conrad.
Yeah, and Craig's having a good laugh.
Hello.
How you going, Conrad?
Hey, buddy.
Good. I'm going to have to keep this brief because you're going to cane my battery. I've also got to get back to work.
Yeah,
I'm working on a festival site. I'm here at Bloodstock. Yeah. Here at Bloodstock, I'm going to give you a little tour of Bloodstock and whatnot, and I'll ramble off that stuff you needed from me, so the homework that I did.
Yes.
So I'll rattle that off.
Pen and paper ready. Yeah.
So where are you at now? Where are you guys up to in the show?
We just
what have you been discussing?
We're really early, so maybe send Jeff your details.
Yeah, if you want to send me can you send me the text?
That's a pain in the ass to write because it's a lot of shit to write.
Oh, just
and I'm working, so it's going to be good to sit down and type that shit out. I'm sorry to say.
No, that's all right.
No, man, you had all week to do this shit.
So All right,
Sorry,
just give us
what's
your quick thoughts. The
Nothing.
song
Yeah.
you were given. The song you were given was Crossbone Skully. Everyone's on dope. Any thoughts on that one? Because we can do that quickly now.
It was horrendous. No, horrendous is a bit harsh. Horrendous is a bit harsh, but it was fucking generic AC/DC. We want to be airborne. It was just, come on, guys. Really, I mean, there's a riff in there that I was like straight off Big Gun. It was like Big Gun from AC/DC, and the riff was just.
I agree.
I was like, come
There was
on,
something,
really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm like, come up with something original, please. I guess they're Australian, are they?
No,
I don't think so.
They're not Australian.
No, they're not. That's members of Alice Cooper's band and things like that in there. So it's a bit of an interesting lineup.
They sounded
That's
good,
interesting.
but generic.
They're trying to sound Australian. Yeah, it was. I don't know. No, it just sounded too generic for me. As it was just not an original idea. Give me an original idea,
I get it. Yeah.
Maybe I'm a music snob. Maybe that's what's happening to me. I'm turning into a music snob.
No.
Yeah, I'm turning into one of those wankers in independent record stores that fucking groan at you with a record, and they look at you and groan like, and roll their eyes at you like.
There we go.
Oh, there's a rolling eyes.
Yeah, well, that's about where we're at.
Still there?
You sort of got your choppy, but you're getting there.
Okay, behind me. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, we can sort of see what's going on there. I'll
something,
try and put him in solo mode. We'll see what happens if this
water
works or
slide?
not. Yeah, it's a bit of a slide now. There we go.
Oh no, it's a crane.
There you go. This is the calm before the storm.
Nice.
That's going to kick off tomorrow. I don't think there's any bands on that tonight.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got 4 stages here. There's 4 stages, but
Yep.
yeah, it should be good.
Yeah. Well, it looks pretty
Yeah, it
cool.
should be good.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
You must be.
Just gotta go check out the
Are
merch.
you looking forward to? What band in particular are you most looking forward to seeing? Hell of a lineup.
Clutch.
Yeah,
of course. Nice. Clutch is going to fucking Clutch and Opeth, I'd say, probably the 2. There's.
And there we go. Oh, hang on.
Maybe.
I'll go and have a look at Alluviate. I'll go and have a look at Evergrey tonight. So, yeah, there's a few bands on it, but I think Clutch should be the band I'm most excited about. I mean, I've seen them many, many, many times, but they're always stunning live. They're always great. They never put on a bad show. So. Yes, nice. Checking out the merch now.
Yep.
There's no Clutch merch up yet, but there's T-shirts behind me. Those are all Bloodstock T-shirts behind me.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so. All right, but I can continue on with your songs. I can. The best song.
Yeah, just give us your best song. The one you liked the most.
The one I like those was Black Widow. The Dreadful Tides. Dreadful Tides. I like them. They were good. That was kind of like a cross between Typo Negative and Nickelback.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. That's an interesting mix.
Yeah. It's kind of like. Yeah, it was like a more commercial rocked up version of Typo. I guess a bit more sort of poppier version of Typo.
Would you be able to just put your hand over the microphone or something?
Because it's a wind. Is it a wind situation?
Yeah, you're getting a lot of wind.
Someone's farting into the mmicrophone. Okay.
And they're making some beans from hell. Holy fuck.
No farting in the mic. Okay. All right. All good.
Yeah, because you're in an open field and you're not going to get a lot of success there, unfortunately.
No.
No, I'm out in an open field, so I'll go back into my little dwellings, my tent. Well, not my tent, but my
where you're working.
Yeah, if you like. Anyway, anything else you need from me?
Just want to know from you. Okay, give us your winner for tonight's battle, so we can let you get out of here. That'll be the first one.
That would be between Def Leppard and Extreme. I'm going to have to go with Leps on this because it's just a bit more gritty. It's a little gritty. I know it's an earlier time period. I know it's a few years there between the two.
Yeah,
but something about. And I liked Extreme as well. I think Extreme are better musicians, definitely. Different era as well. I think obviously.
Yeah, decade apart, basically. The albums while we've
pretty much.
Looks like we've lost him again. We'll see how this plays out.
Well, it was a good time.
We almost got everything we needed there, but we'll see how we go. We almost got everything we needed.
What else do we need?
Just
we need his song.
We need to know his top because he's third. Just his top 3 songs
from tier.
From tier. Yeah, that's all we sort of need to get out of him. But we'll see how things go. Let's see what the audience is saying for now. We'll just sort of pad things in here for a minute. Bash is here saying good evening. All good to see you, Basher. Hopefully you're keeping well. Sorry, this is all a bit sort of fun and games, but we're trying to do what we can. Vinny's gone. Conrad looks like he's searching for his X-wing. Man family, sure. Conrad's just gaming. Well, yeah, that's interesting. Michael says Conrad shows over, not much original left to do. That's about it these days. Tough says that's so cool. I wish I was there. It is a very cool site. Vinny says Conrad's the type of guy who will tell his potential partner to smash it out of the ballpark for him. God. And Kevin says you can't go wrong with Clutch. There we go. So maybe just send him a text, Jeff, and see how things go there.
Now. Yeah,
just get his top 3 songs from tier. We've got everything else from him, so that's all good. So we'll cycle on back and get back into the songs of the week, which we're starting on. Conrad was given Crossbone Skully. Everyone's on dope. I'm going to stick a quick link in the comments and then put the rest in the description box for you in case you've missed it. But this is the latest single from the band that features members of Hollywood Vampires, including the current director of Alice Cooper's live shows. The band's debut album, Evil World Machine, is a concept album due later this year in 2024. And they managed to drag Mutt Lange out of retirement to executive produce this album, which is quite the feat. This track was nominated by Jolie this week, managed to get to number 5. The only non-Australian artist song that made it into the top 5 this week. The rest of the top 5. It was assigned to Conrad, obviously, so it didn't knock it out of the ballpark for him. So let's do the rounds here randomly. Dave, let's start with you. What do you got to say about the Crossbone Skully track?
Yeah, it's a cool song. I enjoyed it. Straight up rock and roll. Doesn't have to reinvent the wheel. Decent song. Fucking 8 shots. Cool.
Nice. Cool. All right, Jeff, over to you.
Yeah, look, I'm kind of leaning towards Conrad on this one. When I first heard this, I'm like, come on, guys. There's only one AC/DC, and you ain't it. So,
what do you think about Airborne?
What I think about Airborne is that they put on a live fucking great show. I don't know about these guys.
They 12 fucking notes, man. They can't reinvent the wheel all the time.
No, I know. But I guarantee you, Dave, if Dream Theater sounded like these guys, you wouldn't be listening to them.
Well, it could be.
Well, you may be. I wouldn't be. But that's right. Look,
dude, it's 2024. You're not going to have original songs all the fucking time. Everything's been done.
I'm not saying that.
Been done.
But there's a difference between blatant. And this was blatant, I thought. I will say that the quality of the music is actually very, very good. Mm. And if you didn't know that this wasn't another band, you might be almost thinking that this could be almost like, maybe someone who doesn't know AC/DC that well, because the quality is fucking great. It's really well done. So I will give it kudos and credit for that. But yeah, I didn't think the song didn't really grab me. So I'm just gonna say 5 shots. It's
fair enough.
Down the middle.
Yep, fair enough. All right, Belle, how about you?
Okay.
I just wrote this song was generic and stupid. 4 shots.
All right. Well, Dave, I'm with you.
You can't reinvent the fucking wheel all the time.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It's funny when you read the bio of how this band came about. It was because I forget who it was. Someone pointed out that the singer should do a band because he was doing some Brian Johnson era stuff. I don't know. I forget there's but you read a bio of this band, and there's an obviously clear AC/DC influence on this one. But I thought it was a fun track. I liked the groove. I think the video leaned into the fun side of things too.
Didn't watch the video,
but I think also it's one of those, I don't know, it was just an infectious, feel-good, upbeat rock song that did what I wanted to do. I actually enjoyed the AC/DC touch to it. I'm going to go the other way. I think I thought they worked it in well. I didn't think it was like it's I get what people are saying about it. It's not overly original, but I actually liked how it was done. For me, anyway, I got the impression it's done with a wink and a smile, a nod to the past.
Carry the torch. AC/DC won't be around that much longer. Yeah. Pass the fucking torch. New bands that sound the same. Cool. Rather than fucking AI.
No. I agree with you there.
I think you'll all agree on that one. But I enjoyed it a lot, actually, to be honest. So I gave it 8 shots, Dave. So I'm with you. it's two. We're split down the middle on that one. You know, Conrad's not here to defend his point of view anymore, but no, I think that I enjoyed it. So I don't mind when it's done well. It's I don't know. And I thought that, like Jeff said, the quality of it, the sound was really good too. So it sounded great.
Good. Yeah.
Michael says, Jolie at work asked me to give it 9 self shots for her and 9 shots from me. So there we go. Vinny says I didn't mind it. 6 shots from me. Basher says Crossbone Skully song rocks. 8 shots. And Tough says, once again, you send me down the heavy metal internet hole of smashing your head and rocking hard. My final words before I go, another great find. Thank you. So there we go. So Tough, we're not done yet. We've got a few more songs to go. Speaking of, Dave, your song got to number 4 this week. So I'm going to put a link in the comments and the description box. I'll do a bit of a preamble and I'll throw to Dave. This is Carmeria with 1,000 Winter Rains. And they've got another single dropping. Is it this weekend, Dave? The second single as well? Tomorrow. There we go. But this one that we're talking about now is a lead single from the Sydney band's upcoming second studio album, Tragedy d'Amour, which is due August 23rd, so a couple of weeks away. It's worth noting that the band have been together since 2012 with various members involved in other projects as well, namely Jordan. He's all over the joint. That said, their debut album, Advenay, was very much loved by Dave and myself. We did a very good review on that one a couple of years ago now, and it's one of those sort of happy accidents in how this whole week is played out in terms of in randomized assignments, because Dave got this one and I got my nomination coming up later on too. So everyone's got this sort of little happy spot to go to this week, which is kind of cool. But just in case you missed it, check out Carmeria's pages as well, because Dave has done fantastic write-ups for both this single and the new single dropping tomorrow as well. And I'm thankful to the band for sharing that stuff. We're doing an interview with them very, very soon. So, Dave, your assignment, obviously, I'm pretty sure I know where you're going to go, but tell us all about it.
I fucking love this band. This is like Australia's symphonic metal. 4 minutes and 19 seconds of symphonic metal awesomeness. Lots happens in this song, and everything has its place. It just flows beautifully. Musically, it's captivating with honest and open lyrics. Jordan fucking nails the emotive content of the story with both clean and harsh vocals, each used at the right moment. I have never seen him playing Carmeria. I've never seen him live, but I've seen him when he was in Cult of Vice. And we were all just like, how the fuck does he go from the harsh to the clean so seamlessly? It's like he's fucking possessed. There's 2 voices coming out almost because it's so... 2
different singers. It's not.
No, it's Jordan. He does both.
Yeah. Wow, okay.
And it's fucking amazing live, what he did back then. I love how the song pulls back in the verses and then steps up for the chorus. It's not really the whole dirty, clean cliche of a lot of songs. A lot of bands do that. It's kind of like different layers to build the drama. It shifts back and forth. And the chorus is an instant earworm. The keyboard solo was really cool, and it was really nice touch to the song, really suited to the song. I like the quiet midsection with that haunted melody. For me, it created a mood of cold and isolation, at least for me. Other people can get different things from it. That's the beauty of symphonic metal and this band and other bands in the genre. All achieved through music and vocals and singing and lyrics. It's no surprise I love this. It's right up my alley. Darkness, passion, light and shade. Dramatic music with great lyrics. Spoiler alert, this is a great indication of what the album's going to be like. Have you heard it, Andrew?
I haven't had a chance. I plan to listen to it on Saturday if I can. Yeah, that's the plan.
Yes, please do before you speak to Jordan. But yeah, I've been listening. I have a private link to the album. I've been listening to it for the last month. It is fucking amazing. The new song out tomorrow is similar but different. Once again, if you like this, you're going to love the album. There's a few surprises, but this is fucking amazing. I give it 9 shots. I love this band. I need to see them live.
Well, I drew myself out to follow that up. Now, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but from memory, this song feels a little bit more aggressive.
Yes, they've stepped it up from the last one. The last one was more, the last album was more just straightforward symphonic, tormented gothic romance. This has a lot more aggression throughout the album. More harsh vocals, more bite.
It just felt like that from the start. And the way you mentioned his transition from the clean to the harsh vocal was incredibly well done. And I like how they've sort of leaned into the guitar more. It feels like, I remember from the last album, there's a lot of keys in it, but they just leaned into the keys a bit more. But this time it feels like they're leaning into the guitar to go with a more aggressive vocal or something. So I just feel like there's a bit more bite in this one overall. But all that said, there are some great clean melodic vocals here, and I love the layering and harmonizing of those in there too. Nice hook in the chorus. The song stays with you. It's It's got a great mix as well. I think that this sounds better than the debut album, to be honest. But I love, for how busy this is, it's incredibly well balanced, and I really enjoyed the keyboard solo as well. So we're getting 2 for 2 there. And I saw Belle nodding her head, so I'm pretty sure she's got some thoughts on that. But thumbs up. That moment in the song, that the key solo kind of adds an almost, not in a dirty way, but almost a pop flavor in the best way kind of thing. There's also a great guitar solo along there as well. And the tempo shift under that was really cool. This is really well composed. Like Dave said, 4 minutes, there's a lot going on in here.
Yeah.
And I love the part where they leaned into the groove on the riff too. That like there's a lot of gear changes in this, and each one was really engaging and interesting the whole way through. That got my attention. There's an almost Rammstein-y kind of element to that, sort of that chugging riff aspect there, which is cool as you get toward the end of the song. Like I said, a lot to take in 4 minutes of a song. If this is an indication, which Dave is telling us it is, and I'll find out soon enough, but if this is what the album's going to be like, then get ready for another contender for this year, because I enjoyed this.
Jump on the fucking song that's coming out tomorrow, man. That chorus in the song tomorrow, Immortal. Holy shit.
Okay, cool.
First time you hear it, it's stuck in your head, man.
Okay, cool. I'm keen. I'll put it on my list tonight. But no, for now it's 8 shots, but I can easily see a lot of room for this to go up, and sort of give myself a little bit of headroom there to see what happens. But no, I enjoyed this one quite a lot. A lot of fun in this one. Let's throw to Jeff next. How'd you go?
Yeah, I like this a lot. I was listening to this, back and forth driving to and for work. So I listened to it in the morning, and then I would, on the way home, I'd listen to it again and stuff like that. That's pretty much. So I don't have a lot of time to sit down, and I'm trying to fucking fight traffic. But I mean, it was really well done. And I think you nailed it when you said there's a lot going on in 4.5 minutes. It feels like you're listening to a song that's like 10 minutes. It's like holy shit, they've crammed so much, but it's not. It doesn't feel like it's forced. It feels like it's just a natural progression. I really liked it. I thought every element I enjoyed. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more from these guys, because I've never heard of them, to be honest. And I actually got, like, when I was listening to like some of the softer vocals, like the cleaner vocals, especially near towards the end of the song, middle towards the end, he really it sounded a lot vocally of Camelot. There's a real Camelot, Tommy Kervick, like the newer Camelot. It's like these guys went to school together or something. I obviously didn't, but I'm just saying, like,
interesting.
Fucking hell, like they're eating the same Wheaties or something. Yeah. Liked it a lot. So 9 shots from me.
Nice, cool.
Yep.
Cool. Do you know Bad Moon Born? Have you heard of them? Local band.
Say it again.
Bad Moon Born.
Yes. Bad Moon Born. Yes.
Jordan sings in that band too.
Okay. Yeah. I know of them. I know I've heard them from a few years back.
And he was in a band called Cults of Vice, which I saw a bunch of times. They were a fucking wild party band, and possibly one of the best live shows I've seen from a local band. In the Rockstar Bar in Frankston, 42-degree fucking heat night. It was, it was a fucking amazing show.
Yeah.
Wasn't Jimmy championing Bad Moon Born? I think he was.
Yeah.
That's
definitely.
where I
first singer, I think, before Jordan took over.
Yeah, that was the original singer. Yeah, they had a few lines. They've gone very quiet too, that band. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know. But Belle, let's hear from you now. How'd you go with this one?
Yeah, look, I don't. Yeah, this song is definitely far and away my preferred style of music above all the others, which were pretty much just hard rock. So, genre spot on. It was a great song. Keyboard work was the highlight for me, and I love the breakdown in it. And the mix of clean and harsh vocals was cool. I also thought it was 2 different singers, so
cool.
Extra impressive when vocalists can do that. But he was switching. Like, I don't imagine he'd be able to do this live, as he was saying.
He does it live, and it's like it's almost like there's 2 voices coming out of him, because one is trailing off when he brings the other one in.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was 2 different singers.
Yeah.
So, easy enough to do in a recording studio, but it would be cool to hear this live. Yeah. 9 shots from me. Loved it.
Good job.
Nice. There we go. Some love all around for that one. Let's see what the audience to say. Back on to a Crossbone Skully. Sorry. Craig says 95% want to be AC/DC, 5% Great White. I wouldn't write them off just yet. Let's see what happens when they find their own sound. 5 shots from Craig. David's here. Good to see you, David. He's on rock on all. Hopefully you're having a good night out there. Michael said, Jolie went 5 shots. I liked it a lot more, 9 shots. Love composition, vocals, awesome. This is back onto the current track, Carmeria now. Tough says, final, hang around the heavy metal loophole. This is a nice one as well. I'll be listening to this one. We're playing Skyrim. So there we go. Tough's having a good time tonight finding new music here. Vinny, quite eclectic. 7 shots. Kind of gave me the movie The Crow vibes, which this is fitting for that kind of thing. I do agree with that. But Craig has gone Carmeria, 2 shots deducted for the unnecessary harsh vocals, 1 shot deducted for the slight keyboard heavy sound, 7 overall. So 7 shots as a score there. I only took stuff off for the slightly keys heavy and the growls. Vinny says I just got higher for a little less on the harsh vocals. So there's an interesting sort of contrast here going on. And Lee's gone. Lee's here. Good to see you, Lee. Hopefully you and yours are keeping well. I know you're a very busy man. Was at that gig with you? Bar? Yeah.
Did I meet you? I might have. I was pretty drunk that night. It was hot. I was drunk. We were all fucking drunk.
Yeah.
I have video from that night, and fucking Jordan was off his fucking nuts.
Yeah. Was Nikki there that night too, from memory?
Nikki was there. Sonia was there. Wayne was there. Yeah. It was a good fucking night.
Yeah. And also he says Miss Cults of Ice. That was a very, very cool band. I'm not sure.
They were a great fucking band.
Yeah.
I was talking to Jordan a few months ago. He said they might record some of the songs that never got recorded that they played live, which I hope so, because I have all these songs stuck in my head that I can't listen to.
Yeah, be good to get those out. That'd be cool. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Cool. Keep us in the loop. But next song off the rank is the Vendettas, Head On Collision. This was assigned to Bell. Came in at number 3 this week. The latest single from the Melbourne band. No word on an album or anything just yet. Just a single at the moment. But Dave will know, and some other people out there will know, been following this band for quite some time. It's worth noting
they've actually last year, didn't they?
No, earlier than that. So I've got it here. Okay. 3 albums out so far. 2 of them, the Vendettas 3 was in 2021. Feels like less than that, but it was in 2021. And Bystander and Destroyer was in 2015. Both of those albums for people in the crew over the years have made it into top 10s and stuff. So they've been highly regarded for quite some time amongst us here at the show. No one nominated. This was a top-up song this week, which makes it interesting in how it all played out. And just want to quickly... And last year, the Carmeria one was a top-up song as well. So a couple of top-up songs went into the mix this time around. But it got to number 3. Belle, it was assigned to you. How'd you go?
Well, unlike the other song, this style of music is not my thing, and it doesn't get my heart racing. But then this style of music hardly ever does, so that is more a personal taste comment rather than a criticism of the song. But before I go and piss off a band called the Vendettas, I do have some positive things to say about this song.
Well played.
So, it's not my thing, but I'm not deaf, and I can hear that this is a very well-written and executed song. Every aspect of the performance is faultless. The singer has a great voice, spot on for the style, and he's obviously naturally gifted.
Yes.
And I like the choice of non-verbal vocals here and there, which I thought served the song perfectly.
Don't get a lot of that these days.
No, I was thinking that too. I was like, yeah, he's humming really, but not humming. It's kind of a tuneful.
Yeah, it's a non-lyrical,
non-verbal, which was great. There's a nice playfulness between the drums and guitar in the chorus, and otherwise just rock solid drumming, driving things along as needed in this style of music. Extremely cool guitar solo, and I would love more of it. Like at least another 8 bars would have been fine.
More solo.
The section after the solo and towards the end of the song, where things were dialed back a little bit, had a real Screaming Jets vibe, I thought.
Okay, cool.
As soon as I kind of heard that I don't think the vocals went a bit more echoey, but I think because everything was sort of pulled back,
they stripped everything
you could hear
back,
them more. Yeah, and it just, I just thought Screaming Jet straight away, which I love.
Cool.
So that was cool. The more times I listened to this song, the more subtleties I picked up in both the music and the production, which was excellent, by the way. Details like effects on the vocals in the chorus when the song title was sung.
Yep.
It just adds sort of depth and detail to the song. And it makes you realise how much work must actually go into what is just another song to those of us that would so easily just listen once and move on, had we not needed to dig in and do a review. This is actually one of the only songs of the week this year that I can actually remember in my head right now without having to put the song on and go, oh, yeah, that's right, this song.
That's cool.
The hook just isn't in the chorus, though. Like, the entire song is one giant hook. So my initial comments were written after only one listen, but I've left them there as a reminder to myself, at least, to stop being so dismissive and appreciate genuine talent and hard work, despite the genre not being one of my go-tos. I reckon this song and band would go off live. I don't know if any of you guys have seen them.
I haven't seen them.
No, haven't had it. They don't play very often, so yeah.
They don't play. I think they'd be as tight live as they are recorded.
They're talented.
Yeah. Very, very good band. And one last thing, the song's cover art is awesome. And not just because it includes what looks like an SS hatch. It's just a cool image. And it's super Aussie. I love it. So I give this song 8 shots.
Nice. Cool.
Belle's wearing a Dream Theater t-shirt and asking for more solos. You're coming along nicely.
Dave got the crowd moment now.
I'm impressed.
All right. I go next on this one. I for this song, I love the riff, the groove, the energy, like right from the start. You can hear. I know Belle mentioned the hook, but I can hear that riff straight away too. But yeah. Big hook in this one. Great sound. This is modern hard rock done exceptionally well. Their use of melody with the perfect amount of attack to sort of complement that is great. And again, I'm going to mention the solo as well. I don't talk about solos very often. I am tonight. I love
actually. But whenever you do, you say that you don't, but you do.
Okay. I didn't used to anyway. Maybe it's something new.
It's kind of like I feel dirty. I don't want to talk about solos. You always have to preamble. I don't talk about solos, but here's a cool one. Every time you do, you have to have preempt it.
Oh yeah,
like
I do.
But it's not that often that he does it. Still.
But he does.
You just, I don't think so.
Every week.
Well, we're critiquing
whether it's talking about the battle episode or the backyard banger, whenever Andrew has something to say, he always mention the solo every week.
I'm going to start noting down, and I'm
going to pay attention too.
Me too.
I'm going to go back over previous weeks. They're all on YouTube. You're in trouble, mate.
Well,
you go back, I'll go forward.
Let's see. Fuck. If you count between Dave and myself, who mentions solos more, I know which one's going to win. But
yeah, that's right. Not
anyway,
you.
But the solo in this one, I love how it led into the strip back session, like what Belle mentioned as well. That was a very cool piece of writing there. And again, nothing is reinventing the wheel, but it's attention grabbing. Like, I can't help but be swept away by this song. I think it's fantastic. These guys are so good at what they do. If you like this song, please go back and check out the last few albums. I still will spin Bystander and Destroyer quite often. I enjoyed that one a lot. And Vendettas 3 is just as good too. It's just that for me, there's a sort of a soft spot because that was the first time I found them, and it sort of that's stayed with me longer. I'm a huge fan of these guys, and I'm hoping we get more from them soon. So yeah, I'm glad to at least have this song for now. So 9 shots from me. I enjoyed it a hell of a lot. So yeah, fantastic stuff there. So well done to the guys. Geez, now the randomizer's drawing everyone else out. Jeff, over to you.
Yeah, look, I can't really add anything that hasn't already been said. These guys are good, really, really good. They've got a great sound. It's high energy, high octane, does everything right. Everything feels like it was. It doesn't feel contrived. It just feels like this is the band. This is the way they play. I've heard these guys for quite some time, and I remember years ago they sent. I've got to find it. I've got a CD single thing that they sent me to the radio.
Yeah,
I used to get fucking hundreds and hundreds. I used to bring them home. I fucking give them away for people. Here, have a coaster. You know, like seriously, some of them were only worth. Some of the shit that I got sent, Dave, my God. But this is before fucking like, you know, home studios. Some people recording on a fucking like an 8-track thing or something, or a 4-track, and then sending it to me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like I thought my fucking demo was bad. Fuck no. Anyway. So
anyway, mine, man. Fucking hell.
I'd like to. But having said, look, don't want to get off topic. The Vendettas, great fucking. There's just something about them. They don't quite sound like a pub rock band. You know what I mean? They don't have that sound. They sound much more professional and
a bit class.
Yes, they're exactly right. So I don't really know what I can add to what you guys already said. I like them a lot, and this is a good song. And that guitar solo is very cool. I agree. And albeit not long enough, like Bell said as well. It probably should have just kept going while they kept
it could have faded out.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, so I'm gonna give it 8 shots. Like a lot.
Nice, cool. All right, Dave. Final word on this song.
I haven't spoken. I've spoken enough. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. Catchy chorus. The wild solo is great. 8 shots.
There you go. And everything else that everybody else said, right?
Yeah, let's see what the audience says.
But you guys didn't mention the wah.
Yeah, well,
Eric Hammett would be jacking off to this.
Craig's gone link. There was a link in the above. Craig's, hopefully you can find it. I did put a link above. But if you can't find it in the comments, there's one in the post. So Michael says Jolly gave it 6 shots and 6 shots from him as well. So there we go. Basher says Vendettas 8 shots. Vinny says 8 shots for me in my wheelhouse, my aging years. So there we go. But Tough has gone not my cup of metal, but I'd go see him, give Melbourne Man some support. It's nice. Cat, 6 shots. Tough says I missed these arguments.
We had 3 6s. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, 3. It's good to see such passion. We have that. In spades. Vinny says we have just witnessed Bell swap her hatchet for a salt lamp. Let's go, Zen Bell. There we go.
Oh wow.
Craig says I thought about the procrastination. I told you it wasn't going to happen. But he's also said Vendettas 7 shots. And Guru says I had more sex to Leopard than Extreme. So there you have it. Well, there we go. That's for later on in the battle coming up later on. If that's what makes
pour some sugar on you.
Oh,
or did you pour the sugar on her?
I was waiting for that. I knew that was coming. And so was everyone else, apparently. All right, next song is Legs Electric with Glasshouse. A link in the comments and description box. This is the latest offering from the Perth band. Another one we've been following for quite a long time. We had them on the show years ago when the Maximum Rock and Roll EP from 2014 was the topic of discussion. Since then, they released another EP called Two Sides in 2018, along with a handful of singles as well. I nominated it, and then in that happy quirk, it got to number 2, and then was randomly assigned to me. So I'm pretty happy either way here. So what can I say? I have followed these ladies since very early days, and been waiting for sort of more, I guess, momentum from them, for lack of a better term, and hopefully this is sort of kicking things off, because I've got a video for this song dropping on Sunday, if I'm correct. But this is another song, straight up good hard rock song, great energy. I like the tones on this one a lot, like the tones, especially like the opening of the song where the riff and the drums was real. That was a cool little moment there, and it sets that up when the vocals came in. And Ama on vocals, she's a fucking jet. It's a short, sharp and punchy song, but it leaves a mark on you. You won't forget it anytime quick. And I adore the backing vocals on this too, the way they were used in both sort of harmonizing and gang vocal contexts. Makes the hook on this one stand out even more for mine. Great guitar and bass work. I love the sharing of the spotlight all over this song too, because there's a section later on where they both get to sort of take the limelight there. It's been a while between drinks for them, and they're, for me, a really talented band, and I'm hoping we get more from them sooner rather than later. Hopefully this is a start of things to come. But again, they're not breaking new ground. We're getting a few of these ones tonight, but I think it's impressive how bands like Legs Electric and the Vendettas are so damn good at what they do that the songs will really stay with you and make an impact on you, even though we're sort of spinning the wheels. But there's nothing wrong with that when it's done well, and that's what we've got here.
Yeah.
For all that being said, this song feels fresh. It's infectious. I love the energy about it, and the lyrics are cool as well on this one. And on top of all this, these ladies are genuinely lovely people, so and a fantastic band. So for me, I hope this is sort of, that started the upward trend that I was talking about before. Because I really enjoy this single, and I've enjoyed the stuff they've done before. So just keep it simple, do it damn well, and that's what these guys and bands like the Vendettas are doing so well. When it's as good as this is, you can't really deny it. So 10 shots for me. I nominated it, so I'm going to give it I love this one. I've been able to spin this one ever since I heard it. When it dropped a couple of weeks ago as a single, I've been just able to spin it and spin it and spin it. I'm not tired of it at all. I love it to bits. So that's my take on it. Jeff, what about you?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I liked the lyrics. I thought the lyrics were smart. I liked the sounded cool. Just had a good drive to it. Catchy chorus. Yeah, I liked it. And I've heard these guys before, obviously. Unlike some of the other band there, that Carmeria or whatever, I hadn't heard them, but these guys definitely. And yeah, they're good, really good band. And so I would give this 8 shots.
Cool, nice. All right, Belle, how about you?
Yeah, song was good. Nothing new here, nothing bad. The star of the song was the vocals, I think. And yeah, shit hot voice, powerhouse. So yeah, good solid song. I'll give it 7 shots.
Okay. Cool. All right, Dave, final word on this song.
Yeah, solid hard rock. I like this band. I remember the first time I heard them was in the studio in Cranbourne, and I was like really new to what we do. And you're like, okay, I got this EP, 4 tracks, we're going to review it. I'm like, I haven't fucking heard it. Neither had Dennis, neither had Jimmy. Like, we'll put it on, we'll listen to it twice, and we'll fucking review it.
Like, that was
on the fucking spot. But yeah, it was those 4 songs we just fucking nailed the review within 2 times of hearing that. That's like the type of shit that we used to do back then. Listen to this and we'll review it 2 album listens, 2 EP listens later. But ever since then, it's always been cool to hear new music from this band. They're good at what they do. Never seen them live, but that would be cool because the songs are good. 8 shots.
Nice. Cool. Yep. Audience thoughts on this one then. If we have any, Vinny says, speaking of 3/6s, Dave, movie recommendation, Long Legs with Nicolas Cage. There's one for Dave to jot down. I
have heard about that. They intentionally didn't show Nicolas Cage in the preview to add some mystique. So
there you go.
Your top name star in a low budget production, and you don't use him to promote your movie. Interesting. But yeah, I'm keen to see this one.
All right, cool. Well, back to the song, back to Legs Electric. Vinny says 9 shots for these spunks. So there we go. Basher says Glasshouse, nice song, 8 shots. Michael says Jolly, 8 shots. And for Michael himself, 7. Tuff says, I'm a fool. The amount of cool shit I missed. This is sexy cool. I'm a fan. So there we go. We're getting more love for this here. Vinny says, if I were a kid, I'd have their poster of them on my wall and a box of Maltesers.
And a box of Kleenex.
Well played, Vinny. Tuff says, I don't drink, but I'd buy these ladies some shots. Kat says, 7 shots, fast, racy, nice. And Craig says, that's my jam. 8 shots for Glasshouse, catchy as hell. So a lot of love all around for it, which is cool. I'm stoked that, it's cool when you get that self-gratification. A song you nominate gets, some love for it as well. But we have one more to go tonight, which is the #1 song this week, which follows on nicely from last week's segment, Backyard Banger. This is The Dreadful Tides with Black Widow. It's the latest single from the Melbourne band that Dave had the pleasure of doing the Backyard Banger segment on last week. It's very fitting that it's went up at #1 this week on the back of that. So I'm not sure if it's which one, chicken and egg. So is it because we reviewed it and it got more love, or was it just that good and impressive? But either way, it got to #1. It's funny though, because I put it in the list as a top-up song, and it went to #1 with like a bullet in the old saying goes, because it got quite the margin out there. So yeah, it's cool. This band, like we said last week, have only released 7 singles. If you like this, please go and check out the rest. This song was assigned to Jeff this week. So without any further ado, let's get your thoughts on this one, Jeff.
Yeah, I sat down when I was doing my writing during the week and stuff, and I was gonna write something about this, and I thought, fuck it. What I was gonna write, I can just say. This is a great song, and I was actually trying to think of what this, because it's reminding me of something. There's like something in here that's very, very familiar. And then Conrad said it kind of when he was just talking. He said it reminded him of Nickelback, and it does.
Okay.
It reminds me of Nickelback. I can hear Nickelback here, but there's a very sultry guitar sounding that I like, and it sounds like it's like they had a riff and they didn't know what to do with it, and then it just became this thing, and it just, you know what I mean? Because that doesn't sound like something you would just sit down and write a song. It sounds like you played this and somebody went, "What the fuck is that?" And they wrote a song around it.
Classic rehearsal moment. Yeah,
that's what I get from that, and that's cool because I think some of the best songs are written like that. You know, and I mean, I'm just guessing. I couldn't. I might not be anywhere near.
One day, maybe I'll ask the question. Yeah,
that would be very cool. I will, but I like this song a lot. I think it's got, like I said, a real sultry sound. It's got a thing that sort of lulls you in, pulls you into it. Whatever it is, that there's something about it that pulls you in, and then once you're inside, you're like, "This is cool. I like this." And then it picks up, and it actually, you know, it doesn't start out rocking, but it gets rocking really well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like this a lot. 9 shots for me. I thought this was a really good song.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I drew up next, and I love this one, honestly. The more I listen to it, the more it becomes my favorite from them as well. Like, I love all their songs. Like, we listened to them all last week, but I think I mentioned then too that this is like my favorite of the bunch. And the more I listen to it, the more that opinion gets sort of solidified. I love the darkness in this one, the lyrics, the brooding feel to it all. It's just got wonderful atmosphere to it, which I think is cool. Great tones, great production. The hook is massive. It just rumbles wonderfully while, you know, having all this space for these fantastic vocals to shine in. Can't say enough good things about this band and this song, to be honest. I think they're off to a red hot start, and I hope we get more from them ASAP. I think it's a good, solid hard rock song at heart, but from this band, you can, whatever they like, sorry, they're a good, solid hard rock band at heart, not the song, but the band. But what they've done, if you listen to their showcase of songs so far, is they've proven they can take on a very diverse ride. And I would like more of this, to be honest. I like the direction this one takes. Listen to it. So 10 shots from me. I really enjoyed this one quite a lot as well. I've had a very, very good week.
Wow.
Yeah, the more I listen to this one, it's one of those ones where I just can't stop spinning it. And I've listened to it every day for 2 weeks now. And it's fantastic. I'm not sick of it. And that's something special for me. So that's cool. Anyway, Belle, over to you.
Yeah. Well, look, it has only been a week. And I was thinking last week, that intro riff that I think, Jeff, you were referring to, that just kind of, I don't think there's any drums or anything going on. You know what it reminds me of? The melody of that riff, Skyhook's horror movie.
Okay.
It's the same, almost the same melody. And like when I heard that, I'm like, that's Skyhawks, that's horror movie. I don't think that was intentional, maybe, but
that's
anyway.
Interesting. Wow.
But yeah.
Go check that out now. Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah. Well, you might hear it, you might not, but I heard it.
Yeah, everyone hears different things anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So,
I'm hearing things. No,
I'm not surprised that you're hearing things, Dave.
things from a horror movie, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's cool. Cool song, great melodies, great dynamics in this song.
Yeah.
Excellent guitar solo. I give it 7 shots.
Nice. All right, Dave, final word.
Yeah, cool song. Refer to last week's video for more in-depth comments.
Exactly.
I give it 9 shots.
Yeah, I don't think we banged on about him last week, but it's cool. I think it's a great song. Audience say Michael says Jolie gave it 8 shots. Bash says Black Widow 9 shots. There we go. Michael says 9 shots for me though. I love this band. My favorite out of these 5. Will be very interesting to see if Jeff picks up where the riff is from. If he doesn't, I'll doubt his sound or like criticisms in the future. Okay, I'm curious now where this is going to go. Kat says, I really like this. 9 shots for Kat. Vinny says 7 shots. Pretty good, but I've already blown my load on electric, so there we go.
That doesn't surprise me, buddy.
Tough says, so far all these bands have been great. This I play in the background when I play Hitman. Well, there you go. But Michael says, this riff is close to Skyhawk's horror movie for me. There you go, Belle.
I just listened.
Oh,
Yep.
You have a fucking great fucking ear, my friend. She's nailed it.
There you go. And Michael got it as well. So well done, Belle. You
Okay.
picked something out that the rest of us didn't. So there we go.
Did the band pick it out? So I want to know.
It's not the same key, but it's the similar melody. Yeah,
it's the melodies.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll be on the list for that now. I'm curious. Craig's gone. Didn't we have Black Widow last week? After multiple listens now, one extra shot from me, 9. We did, but it was a case of we did it in Backyard Banger, which was a happy accident that this sort of cycled in at the same time. Just one of those things that just is a coincidence this time around. Justin's here, and it has a double neck. How can you not love that? So there we go. That's a band member for those who don't know. Tuff says, House of Pain reminds me of the game Hitman. I don't know. I don't like this band has been upgraded to love. Okay, there we go. So
nice.
Loving it now. And then we got Craig says, I totally get Bell's references to horror movies. So there we go. Craig saying as well. And
I don't think it's
not a rip
when you listen, because I just put it on and
I don't think it's a rip-off.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah,
and it's a different key, but you can hear there's something there. Yeah.
And Bash has gone horror movie right there on my screen. That's us every week, folks. So there you go. Just to quickly round out the top 10 for this week, we had coming in at number 10, Aussie band Black and Rose with their latest single, Danger. Number 9 was Jeff's nomination, Big Wreck with Some Along. Number 8 was Michael's recommendation with Saddest, The Devil in Me. Then number 7, for about the 4th week in a row now, was Those Damn Crows with Let's Go Psycho. It's still getting a lot of love in there, so Michael, that's your choice. And number 6 was another top-up song with another Aussie band. This is a band called Livewire, and the song is called Turbo Shark. If you like your thrash, go and check it out, because that just missed out on making the top 5 this week, just to round out that little segment there. Alrighty. I'm going to wet my whistle because I get the fun part now. We're going to move over to Backyard Banger, folks. And this week it is all about audio range. So I can be pretty confident we're not going to get a double up next week on this one either. But for me, this is my assignment this week. And this is a band that we love to bits. For this week, I was assigned to it. So I've just gone back to the audio range self-titled debut album. There's a link to the song Betrayal in the comments and the description box. So go find that. Dave has both CDs there for your enjoyment to look at. So yeah, because we did do the Perfect C, and Dave, tell them I've got it ready to go. I was going to actually just put the thumbnail and do the details on it, and I can release it probably tomorrow night. It'll go up live. I've been trying to get there at this point. It's fucking insane. So my apologies again. I'm telling you on the record, everyone just hound me. I'll get it out there tomorrow. But anyway, I went back to the self-titled debut album because we did review the Perfect C not long ago now, and this is just one of those bands that have stayed with us for forever and a day. Now, we loved the Perfect C, for those who didn't see it. Like, we all gave it 9s and 10s. And for Dave and I, when we did the debut album back in the day, like 2018, wasn't it? Yeah, 2018.
Yeah.
We both adored it as well. Then I think it made top 10s, and that year it was an absolute standout release for us. It's so cool when you do these ones to go back over things like this, because for us in particular that have done these ones before, we move on. We don't forget albums. We do go back and spin them occasionally. Dave, you'll be aware as well, the volume of music that comes through. Jeff's experiencing that now, that it's hard to go back to things because you've always got to sort of keep moving forward. That's why we take the breaks. We get to go and revisit things we do and all that sort of stuff. But it's one of those albums that's just stayed with me all that time. And what I noticed going back to it this time around was it's heavier than you remember. Like, it's a heavy album. It kicks off with Betrayal and just doesn't let up from there. I think the Perfect C, the second album, is probably arguably the more mature of the two releases. But this one just packs some serious fucking punch. It's got lots of flash, lots of intensity. I'm all for it. And if anything, I sort of appreciate it more on the back of the new album. It's not that the Perfect C doesn't have those things. It does. It's just that the Perfect C is a more well-rounded experience. This one sort of leans into the attack and a bit more sort of quote-unquote youthful aggression a bit more. And it just worked in this point in time for them. It's held up incredibly well. It's only, you say it's 6 years old when you think about it. So it's holding up nicely. It sounds great. The energy, the mix, the hooks are all as powerful today as they were when I first heard it. And all that said, they still have one of the most impactful ballads I've ever heard, to be honest, in Senses. Now, Dave, you and I both loved that when it came out. I think that was a standout track for us both. That song still hits me in the gut and gives me chills. I love it to bits. And that song alone makes this whole album worth the price of entry as far as I'm concerned. If anything, it lands more today than it did back in 2018. It's one of those songs that's going to become more sort of pertinent as time moves on for individuals. I never get tired of it. I can listen to that song over and over again. It's a truly special piece of music. And if you get one of those in your career, you've done bloody well. And they've got more than one of those songs. But across the whole album, you got killer riffs, great rhythm, great lead work. I love the panning, the tones. It really has it all. If you like it heavy with great melody, this is the album for you. It's got great lyrics and storytelling as well. An underrated, I think I mentioned in the Perfect Sea review that it's an underrated side of this band. It's just how good of storytellers they are overall. And that's what's sort of special about this band, is that side of them. I love the light and shade all over this one. The heaviness is fantastic, but in its own way, that sort of makes the softer moments shine even brighter, which is cool. On that note, the song "Shining Light" is another great power ballad on here as well. I love the
such
build
a good song,
and the way the strings sort of add to that one too. It's such a great moment there.
Lyrics are perfect, fantastic song.
Perfect song. And again, there's heaps to take in on this album, but it's all wonderful to listen to. It's a joy to go back to it, like I said before, and I've never been tired of it. Tracks like "Make Me Feel" are still incredibly relevant today. Just check out the lyrics again, the storytelling side of things. Timeless, fantastic craft across this one. I love the bass in that one as well. And the rumble for the drums is great too. The Eastern approach on the guitar. I'm highlighting that track in particular when it comes to "Make Me Feel," because it's another example of just how much there is to explore and take in. You've got this big power ballad, and then tracks like "Make Me Feel" sort of taking it in a different direction as well. You've got all your typical meat and potatoes stuff in there as well, but it's just a genuine journey of an album that flies by and just keeps you locked in the whole time. I think on that note, they're just as good live. So if you get a chance to go and see these guys live, they're just as good, if not better live. They're fantastic.
12th of October, Workers Man Club.
Yeah, they are a brilliant live band. But what was cool about this one too is that how every song, even though it's all riff driven, each song was different to each other. Nothing was, a copy, but it all connects. It all flows nicely. It's hard to believe when you think back on it. This is a debut album. And I love how this album in particular bookends with Jezebel. I think the open and close of this is a really nice sort of closing of the circle, and it really sort of makes everything in between fit even better. I think it's just easy to repeat spin. In case you can't tell, I'm a huge fan of this band. I'm not the only one, so I'm glad it got assigned to me. I'm not going to complain about that at all. This was an absolute pleasure to go back to. Long story short, I love it. If you like riffs, melody, rhythm, kick-ass vocals, and lyrics, this is definitely an album for you. But it's got the great soft spots to go with that and complement things as well. The heavy stuff is great, but the soft stuff is beautiful too. I would just give the edge to the new album on this one, but it's hard to sort of split them now and you listen to them back to back. You can do it quite easily. I love them both equally. But yeah, I'm still in love with this album after 6 years. I think it's fantastic. So get around this band, please. Both albums worth checking out. We've done the review on both now. I'm giving this one 9 shots. I love it to bits. So that's my take on this one. Let's see if Dave, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was going to fucking echo what you said, man. I remember when this came out, and as you said, we go through a lot of music, but some really special albums just stay with you instantly. And I can remember like listening to this in my car when we got to see them, when we got them over here at the gig that we did. It's a fucking amazing band. They got the heavy stuff, they got the emotive stuff, they got everything. The vocals are perfectly, the conviction is there, the lyrics are there, the solos, everything about this is what I fucking love about rock and roll. This is why I do this show. Fuck me, this album gets a 9, new album gets a 10. These songs match perfectly together live. They've gotten better over time. They're from Australia, fucking world class. What else can I say? Brilliant. I can love this band.
Nice. Cool. All right, Belle, over to you.
Well, fuck, what a debut. This seriously, like, I put it on. I'm like, fuck, this is cool. Great opening track. That's kind of normal, right?
Yep.
And then I just kept waiting for that subpar song to come on. And it just never happened. It's like, it goes for like 50 minutes or something.
Yep.
And I just kept waiting and waiting. I'm like, no, this song's awesome. No, this one's awesome too. Come on, give me a shit song. No, it didn't happen. What? Oh, it was amazing. Look, there are far too many good moments on this album to point out and talk about. And I probably could talk about it for an hour at least if I did that. So, and I like sleep. I'm sure we all do, so I'm not going to do that. But I will just say that this album got me excited in all the right ways. And Audio Rain are the best thing to come out of South Australia. That's
wow. Nice.
And
Cool.
do I have to give it a shot?
Give it some
rating?
shots.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
I'll give it a 9 because I still haven't heard the entirety of the new album, and
Okay.
I'm leaving myself room for that.
Yep.
But this was
Fair enough.
fucking awesome. I loved it. Loved
Nice.
it. Mhm.
All right. Final word to Jeff.
Yeah, look, I've heard this album a few times, and obviously, you know, in recent times with the new album, you can hear slight quality. I mean, the new album sounds sonically better. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
for me, the sound quality. I think that, you know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, whatever it was, the last album. So 6 years ago, whatever it is, I can't count. But that doesn't mean it's bad. It's a great fucking album.
Yep.
Sounds super good in my car too on the stereo. You know, eight speakers, surround sound, fucking holy shit. Sounds really, really good. So yeah, this is just a quality album from a quality band. They know how to do it. And as Belle said, you keep waiting for something to happen. Like, okay, surely, you know, I'm going to get something bad, and it never happens. And then the album's over and you're like, what the wow, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I had the same thing the first time I heard it. So yeah, these guys are good, really, really good. I can't fault them. Nine shots.
Cool.
Can't fault them. And yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Cool. Audience here quickly. Kat says, I'm with you, Jeff. I like Summer Long. So there you go. There's some love for your song there,
Well,
Jeff.
thank you. That's my buddy's band. So
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
That's right.
That's all you could afford. Oh, Vinny says, just received Audio Rain on vinyl in the post. Haven't spun it yet, but the new vinyl smell is so good. So there we go. Yeah, it does.
Something about,
Kat says, Audio Rain and playing with Shotgun Mistress soon. Dave was plugging the date for that before, weren't you, at the Workers Club? Is that correct?
Yeah, Workers Club, 12th of October.
There you go, people. So bookmark the date. Tuff says, this song is played in my head when I make a really good coffee. Forget giving shots. I'm voting it a strong black coffee. So there we go. Craig's going Audio Rain 8 shots. Money up there. That's an up there score for Craig, which is cool. Tuff says, I really need to get out and see these bands. You should. Audio Rain will not disappoint, man. If you go out and see them, you'll be fucking blown away.
Fucking great,
Vinny says, great band. Get behind them. 9 shots. There we go. Michael says, first album heavier. I like it. Glad you went back over it. Loved listening to it. I'm glad you enjoyed this one as well. And Vinny says, Gone is a lovely track to immerse yourself in also. There is, definitely. There's, like, as been said, no dud tracks on this one. Next week, fun. Belle, you get the assignment, and it's Carly Jewel with Phoenix. That's what we're going to give you next week. So
I'll write it down.
You've got the assignment for that.
Carly with a K.
Playlist together. Carly with a K. Yeah, Carly Jewel Phoenix. That's next week. Vinny says, I'll be there October, 110%. So there we go. Vinny's going to be at the gig, which would be cool. So Dave, maybe you two will finally meet and the universe will implode.
See how life is at that time. Fucking Dave and Vinny getting drunk together. Shit.
That's why I say the universe could implode that night. But anyway, we'll see what happens. All right. On to the next segment of the show, which is the Fretboard Feud, we're calling it now, which is where we go over and pick songs from an individual album and see where our choices rank against the audience votes out there. So in the comments, you'll find a link to the track Black Sabbath, Anno Mundi, which is in the description box as well. We are going through the Tony Martin era of Black Sabbath albums. This is round 3 of that. But before we get stuck into picking songs this time around, we're going to quickly recap because we did Headless Cross last week. I took the title track, Headless Cross. Conrad took When Death Calls. Dave took Devil and Daughter. Jeff took Nightwing. And Belle took Kill in the Spirit World. Those were the choices in the order that they were picked out in. As a consequence, the audience top 5, which we sort of collate against where we are, the audience top 5 from Headless Cross is number 5, Devil and Daughter, which was tied number 6, but because it's higher played, Devil and Daughter goes above. Number 4, Black Moon. Number 3, Kill in the Spirit World. Number 2, Headless Cross, which means number 1 was When Death Calls.
Wow.
Which... To round things out, you go 7, 8, 9 was Call the Wild, The Gates of Hell, and Cloak and Dagger to round things out at the bottom there. Now, so last week I was down the bottom, but Dave, Jeff, and myself were all tied on 20 points. But because we go by which song is more played to split things out, I was down the bottom. Belle was in second place on 40. Conrad was out in front on 50 points to begin with. things changed up this time around because everyone's score has moved around. So Jeff and Dave are still tied. They got 15 points this week. I got 40, Bell got 30, and Conrad got 50. So the new order of things is such that I'm now in third spot. Jeff is now switched to the bottom because Dave has a song that's got more plays on it. Bell is in second place on 70, and Conrad is out in front on 100 points. That is where we are at. If that all makes sense to everyone. And now we move on to the album tier, which is how we're going to have some fun picking songs tonight. Now, as we go through things, whoever goes last the week before goes first this week. So, Bell, you're doing well considering you started off with your later picks. You're in second spot, and now you get to go first on this album. So any thoughts you have and the song choice from you?
Yes, I have a couple of thoughts. And I only played through this once, just time and all of that. But I like this more than the last one.
Okay, cool.
Definitely like this more than the last one. It seemed more Sabbathy, I think, than musically than the one before. It was just,
I felt that. Yep.
Yeah, it just sort of went. You could sort of hear, because I'm guessing the next album is just based on the years that these were released. And I know that Dave said that Dehumanizer was in the middle of
2 albums,
the Tony Martin album. So can someone verify?
Next album is Cross Purposes, and then it was after that was Dehumanizer, and then after that was...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they jammed 4 albums in and then Dehumanized, into what? Just about every year.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
Shit.
Yep.
They're cranking them out. All right, well, they're leading up to... I could just hear some dehumanizing. They just slowed things down a bit.
Yep.
I don't know what it was. Anyway.
Well, I thought it sounded more Sabbathy as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tony Martin, he sounded more comfortable, I think, in his role as the lead singer of Black Sabbath that I didn't really get in the last album. And the first album, the first one he did was, I get it wasn't written for him, but I preferred his vocals on that. Maybe he was really trying to show, what he could do, and then he seemed to lose that, in my opinion, on the next one. And then this one, he was comfortable and he just shone. So, and Naomi's sexy ass riffing behind it was just, I just thought it was cool. So what more could you want, really?
Yep.
Anyway, I get to pick any song I want out of this album, and one playthrough, so that was a bit tough, but I really liked the Sabbath Stones. That stood out to me musically and vocally and tempo.
Yeah.
So, like it.
Good call.
Nice one. Good choice. All right, so Bella's taking the Sabbath Stones. I get to go next, which actually makes this tougher. It's a bit odd when you listen to the last album, go to this one, because the last album was so demonic, and then this one switches to Norse mythology. So I found that lyrical switch a bit of a difference, but the music definitely felt more, old school Sabbathy, which is cool. It felt like the band is it was more of an Iommi solo project for the last couple of albums, and now it feels like it's morphing back into Black Sabbath, even though the classic lineup isn't together. It feels more like it. But this one is a very, even though the lyrical shift is there, it has a big grand feel to when you're listening to it, and there's some good hooks in there too. Surprising, there's a few of them too, which is nice. But there's some good gear changes across it. I like the energy. The saying for this album is it's Sabbath going prog, and that's kind of where it's at for these guys. It sort of feels like they're a bit more experimental and a bit more playful, but at the same time, they've got that groove back to them too, which is cool. I think the music they've written here really suits this lineup nicely. So it feels like things have clicked a bit more on this one than on previous releases, which is cool. I think Headless Cross for me is a more immediately gripping album overall, but this is one that's a deeper and more probably rewarding listen with more time you spend with it too. I think it's a great solid album from top to bottom, and I'm enjoying going over this series. I'm really enjoying this one. I'm glad we're putting a light on the Tony Martin era, because I think a lot of people overlook it too easily. That's me padding. Now I've got to make a choice. it's really between two songs for me at this point in time. I'm going to go the not smart choice this time. I'm just going to go with my gut because I love this song the most. I'm going to go with The Lawmaker. That's just one that I enjoyed a lot. I know it's not the most played song on here, which means Conrad gets that next, which is the probably unfortunate thing for all of us. But that means that Conrad is going to get to take Anno Mundi because he's not here, but he gets the next song off the order of things. So that takes
the most.
Did he not get back to you, Jeff?
Shut up.
I assume he didn't. I assume he didn't.
Was playing. No, he never did. Never
no,
did.
Okay, so that's where that plays out. Which means, Dave, next choice is yours.
Yeah, cool. I don't have to go on too much. You guys covered it already. I said last week that it didn't seem. I wish they'd released under a different name, and it sounds like Black Sabbath with this one. So I'm happy with that. I'm going with a short mellow track, Odin's Court. I like that song. So pick.
Cool. Nice. Cool. Go for it. And then Jeff, you get the final selection on this one tonight.
So we got Anno Mundi. You took.
Anno Mundi's gone. The Lawmaker's
gone. Sabbath Stones.
Yep.
And Odin's Court.
Yeah.
Valhalla is great, but I think I'm going to go Feels Good to Me.
Okay, you're going to take that one.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
Nice.
I like Valhalla, though. Valhalla is a really good song.
It is. That was on my short list. That was my third choice, Valhalla, so I did enjoy it quite a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
that was my
fifth choice was Heaven in Black. So it'll be interesting to see how the audience go with this one. But just to recap there, Bell has Sabbath Stones. I took The Lawmaker. Conrad has Anno Mundi. Dave has Odin's Court. And Jeff took Feels Good to Me. So that is your selection. We'll get you to do your poll. Give us your top 3 songs later in the week. Craig said, side note, anyone going to see Stone Trip tomorrow night at Musicland? I don't think so at this point in time.
Oh, I miss everything.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. Having an event once again. Oh, go and see Audio Rain and go and see Stone Trip. I can't because no one comes here. I'll have my, I don't know, 6-monthly event. There we go. It's done now.
I get it. I'll be in the same boat soon enough because it's way too far away to get to many gigs from up here. What do we got here? Bash says, Headless Cross, my favorite. Black Sabbath with Tony Martin. All songs are great.
Yeah.
And Tuff says, 100% full of the spirit of Black Sabbath. So there we go. People are getting a lot of love for this one as it goes through. Alrighty. It's kind of awkward now because I've padded and Dave's gone for wanted to get another drink. We're supposed to throw to him now before we go to the main event of the evening. So we're supposed to be doing Who Am I? But now we should play a game of Where Am I with Dave. Kind of what we should do at this point in time. But Basher says, I think Tony Iommi is releasing a new album soon.
Yes.
Not as confident of that one, but yeah.
Yes, she's doing something. And they're talking about Sabbath doing a reunion as well. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, that's right.
We'll have a pop at Aussie,
Yeah, that's entering weekend of Bernie's territory now. I don't think we can do that anymore. Sorry.
Is Tony Martin still alive?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Maybe they could do a reunion with him.
They should do
nice.
a reunion.
They've been doing videos with him and Tony Iommi sort of promoting this thing. So they're doing little breakdowns and stuff, little videos sitting with each other talking about things. What do we got here? Craig says, Tear is my favorite Martin album. And Dave is taking a piss. I win. What do I get? So we're doing a game, Dave, of Where Am I? Who am I?
Yeah,
he wasn't taking a piss, he was getting a piss. But Dave, we're over to you. Who am I? The person edition. So Dave is going to give us 10 clues to guess. We get 1 guess each. If we lose or if we get it wrong, we are out. You people in the audience, so Kevin, I know you're here as well. You guys get to do whatever you want. I've got the thing set up so I know who gets the win if anyone gets there first. And with that said, we know the game. Dave, over to you. Play Who Am I?
Okay. I was born in 1963 in New York City. After seeing the band Kiss in 1977, it had a huge impact on me, and I wanted to be a musician. I am also influenced by Sabbath, Maiden, Priest, Motorhead, AC/DC, Accept, and the Ramones. Third clue. I am the only original member of my band left today. However, the classic lineup is mostly intact.
I'm going to say, I take a step at this. I'm going to say Scott Ian from Anthrax.
Yes. Motherfucker.
Oh,
There you go.
wow. Well done, dude.
Wow, man, that's not where I
Holy
was going. But yeah.
shit.
Nicely done. What gave it away?
Just New York, and the only original member of the band. I
Yep.
knew that he was the only original member. Yeah.
Wow, well done, man.
Nicely done.
Is he?
Thank
What
you.
about Charlie? He's not.
No.
He's still in the
No,
band,
no,
isn't he?
No, he's still in the band, but not
He's still in the band. He wasn't the
not
original
only
drummer.
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't he?
No.
Oh.
It's funny because
But-
it is. Sorry, just quickly before I know we're going to get into it, but it's just funny because I was talking about Kevin being the trivia king. He's gone. I had that
Yeah.
first. He said Scott Ian at the same
Yeah.
time as Jeff on the screen. So there we
Oh.
go.
Technically, Judas Priest don't have any original members.
Technically,
You
yeah.
know, you can really fuck with
This is
people with
true.
this stuff.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, you got on the third question, man. That was good.
Wow,
Wow.
that's well done. So, Dave, the rest of the clues, please. We don't want work to go to
Oh,
waste.
yeah.
So what else did you have?
Sorry to rain on your parade there. Sorry.
Yeah.
My band has released 11 albums, the first in 1984 and the most recent in 2016. They are well overdue for new music.
It's coming out next year now. Apparently, they've
Yeah.
been working on it for a
Yeah.
while, but we'll see.
Clue number 5. I studied medicine. Biology, actually. That's where I got the idea for the name Anthrax.
Oh, there
In
you go.
2008, I wrote for DC Comics the first 2 issues of Lobo Highway to Hell, which were published in 2009.
Wow, I didn't
It
know
might
that.
be presumptuous to say, but with the exception of James Hetfield, I probably have the best right hand in metal, in thrash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
If you didn't get it by now, this next question would have given it away.
Yeah.
I've appeared in TV shows such as Deadwood, The Walking Dead, and Married with Children,
Yep.
as well as movies, Calendar Girls, and Metal Lords.
Mm.
The 9, I've written 2 books and done a spoken word tour.
Yep.
I was also the founding member of Stormtroopers of Death.
Yes. SDI.
Yes,
I saw him on that spoken word tour as well. He was good.
I know. I knew we would have given it away by that one. That's why
Yeah.
it was number 9.
Yep.
Jeff got on number 3.
I know, right?
Not quite as you with the Black Sabbath, Dave, when you got it within like when Anthrax.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was released in 1970. Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I know.
Motherfucker.
We're never going to beat that. Anyway, you got one more clue, Dave?
That was 10.
Oh, that was 10. Okay, cool. So there we go. Be interesting to see how it goes. Maybe we'll have a backup plan going because Conrad is meant to be up next week. We'll see what happens with that. Tough says, and I'm not even using the internet, Jeff. You are a good OG. You are a god OG metal. So there we go.
Thank you, my friends.
Yeah, no, we can't use. We make our own rule. We can't go sit here and
no,
Google
no.
shit. We play it fair.
That's why I deliberately put my hands up here just so if anyone cheated. No, I fucking didn't.
Yeah, because we're all in grade 5 now.
Yeah.
All right. So just to get everyone prepped up for the final act of tonight's show, we're going to do a little battle here. And in the comments under the description, you have reference tracks for this one. You have Def Leppard with Let It Go, and you have Extreme with Get the Funk Out. Because this is King of the Riff, the sophomore album edition. This is round 3. We are putting Def Leppard High and Dry up against Extreme, Pornographitti. What else can we say? This is the sophomore album edition. We go through. We got a whole list of albums as nominated by you guys out there in the audience. We asked you guys your thoughts on this one. Which album do you think wins? Is what the game is now. We have the audience polling done. Belle's been kind enough to do that for us. So again, a big round of applause for Belle for all the work she does behind the scenes to get these numbers together, because I would not have the fucking time to do it. And no, Belle's actually, to that note, Belle is super busy at the moment behind the scenes. So an extra special thanks to Belle because she's got enough on her plate. And she's still doing it for us. So I appreciate it even more. All right. That said, Dave, I just draw your name out first. So over to you. Which way are you going in this battle?
Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. Def Leppard, High and Dry. It's always fun to revisit this album. With the exception of a couple of songs, it has been ages since I've heard this. It's instantly catchy, fun party vibes, gang vocals, tasteful solos, riffs, and great hooks. You just have to read the song titles and you instantly hear the choruses. The band sounds great. This is what Def Leppard should sound like. This was fucking cool. Awesome ballad with bringing on the heartache. If you're going to do a power ballad, just go all in. And it holds up really well today. I really missed songs like this in the dark days in the 90s because this shit was considered lame. Fuck you, Kurt Cobain. Listening to this song this week made me question, how the fuck have I not learned how to play this song? It's on the list. I gotta learn it. And 625. Awesome instrumental song. Amazing hearing it live when I saw Def Leppard about 10 years ago, I think now. And of course, it's in the closing moments of Cobra Kai season 4. Fucking cool song.
Okay, there you go.
And it's used exceptionally well in that. Right. Extreme Pornograffiti. Firstly, the album they had out last year was really cool. That was actually the first Extreme album I have heard all the way through.
Wow.
I'd heard a song here and there, but they never grabbed my attention. Look, I know as a guitar player, I'm supposed to be all over this band. They just never grabbed my attention. So I'm approaching this album with fresh ears. And have I found a new favorite band and a new favorite album? No fucking chance. The music is great. The lyrics are just fucky. Little Jack Horny. Fucking hell. What the fuck? I know most bands in this era had an element of the double entendre, and it was all about sex and partying. Most has aged okay. Alice Cooper's Trash, Aerosmith's Pump, Kiss Revenge, even Skid Row and Appetite for Destruction. They all had this shit. This is fucking lame. This is terrible. Jack and Jill. Now look at what you've done. You've stuck in your thumb and pulled out a plum. My God. Look, fuck me. I know they're big songs like Get the Fuck Out, Get the Funk Out. Yeah. I think I've heard it, but I was probably too busy listening to Skid Row's Get the Fuck Out. That's what was wrong with this band. Skid Row had balls. This band was way too nicey nice, regardless of how fucking sexual their lyrics wanted to be. You guys suck.
Wow.
I have heard that song More Than Words on Gold 104. That's where this band has ended up, Gold 104. I never knew that song to be from Extreme. I knew of the band Extreme. I knew of this song. I didn't put two and two together. I always thought it was fucking Boys to Men, or one of those soulful boy bands from the early fucking 90s. Fuck me. It was an absolute horror shock when this fucking song came on. Like, that's this band. God. Well, I guess with the song Money and It's a Monster, they're trying to tackle more serious topics. I like seeing different sides to a band. That's cool. But after all the innuendo and the party vibes, it's too late in the album to try and take this shit seriously. The title track, once again, these fucking lyrics are terrible. Sex when I'm all alone. It calls me on the phone. What? Can't stop the ringing in my ear. In ear? You're doing it wrong, dude. It doesn't go in there. What the fuck?
Oh, wow. David, here we go.
When I First Kissed You, that song seems really out of place. It's actually a pretty good song, so I won't criticize that.
Okay.
Susie, once again, these lyrics. Still Panther do this with more class. Okay. He-Man, Woman Hater. I'm fucking serious. I'm still Panther a much better at this. He-Man, Woman Hater. Clip this, Andrew. The solo at the start of this song is fucking boring. Wow. And these lyrics are fucking pathetic. Musically, this is pretty good. But thanks to the lyrics and the frontman, this came across as a wannabe Van Halen. Why they let Gary Sharon join Van Halen and fuck up two bands, I will never understand.
That's a good point.
Oh, wow. At least you're consistent, yeah. I get that.
Do you know what I did after listening to this album?
If you
I put on Nirvana.
What?
I listened to Nirvana. I always wondered why things turned to shit and why grunge was suddenly so popular. After hearing this album, it makes perfect sense. This is where everything just got fucking lame. This is like the third wave of the 80s hair metal shit, the 80s rock.
Yeah.
This is why grunge happened. This is just too fucking lame to be taken seriously. This is absolute fucking shit. Easy win for Def Leppard.
Wow. There we go. And just for those that are tuning in late, Conrad picked Def Leppard as well.
Yeah.
So we are at a point already where if one more vote goes to Def Leppard, it's a done deal. We'll still go through and get our thoughts on that. But that said, Belle, you're going to kick the boot into Extreme as well? Or?
All right. Well, we'll see.
Everything.
I will start with Def Leppard, I think. So I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Def Leppard.
Okay.
I can't say they're a band that have ever excited me all that much, although Hysteria was on quite a heavy rotation back in my teen years. And I'll admit I haven't listened to their entire discography. Pyromania is great. And when Adrenalize came out, I bought the CD, which happened to be one of the very first CDs I ever bought and owned, which is still somewhat regrettable. And their last album, their last album was
copying it tonight.
Nah, that was fucking atrocious. And I owned their first album on vinyl, but that was a fairly recent purchase and first time listening experience. So
different vibe, that one.
Yeah, high and dry. Hadn't heard it before.
Okay.
Until this week. And except Bringing on the Heartache, which I was actually really familiar with, and I don't know why. I think it might have been on a mixtape that I had in high school, because I knew that very well straight away.
Yeah.
But on my first playthrough of this, by the second song, I was already surprised to find myself thinking that this might be my new favourite Def Leppard album.
Wow.
As long as things continued going the way that they were going. The first 3 songs on the album, very old school hard rock, strongly reminiscent of AC/DC, but with a bit more of melodic infusion.
Yeah.
The next 2 tracks, Bring On the Heartache and Switch 65, definitely show glimpses of where they will go with Pyromania. The same goes for Carmeria. It's got quite a different style and feel to how the album starts. And then they go back to basics with You Got Me Running, which was good for album consistency. When Lady Strange started, you hear the first few bars of guitar, and I literally needed to check my phone because I thought Spotify had put on a Thin Lizzy song that I'd never heard before.
Oh, wow.
Thin Lizzy were an influence on this band.
Well, in that song, I can definitely hear it because I actually thought it was Thin Lizzy. But apart from a couple of other moments, the rest of the song is purely Def Leppard and was actually a really cool song, and it turned out to be one of my favourites on the album. I really like how they close the album out with a rocker in No, 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 and I was hoping they would do that. So overall, it really surprised me, and I was not expecting it to be this good.
Cool.
So as much as I like Pyromania and its obvious refinement and polished progression of the band's writing and recording, I think in gaining those things, they sacrificed some of the energy and hunger I could hear in this album, which I think was a bit of a shame.
Yep.
All right. Extreme. Sorry.
You sound so excited.
This is another one of my very first CDs that I bought.
Is it also one of your regrettable ones?
Well, I'm not giving anything away just yet. My very first sentence in the review. And I actually went looking for it, but I fucked if I know where it is. Like, I can't find a lot of my CDs at the moment. And I guess that yeah, but I'm not yet. So I don't know. They're just here, there, and everywhere. Hopefully it turns up. Anyway, so I think I bought it because I liked More Than Words and Wholehearted. And I haven't listened to this album for a very, very long time because from memory, I didn't really like it all that much. The album was nothing like More Than Words and Wholehearted. And you could almost say that releasing those 2 singles was misleading and deceptive conduct and suckered people into buying an album that they possibly wouldn't have bought otherwise had the main singles been a better reflection of the majority of the album's content.
Wow.
But after listening to it today, after so many years, I was surprised to find that I was actually still really familiar with all of the songs. Which made me think that I must have played it like quite a lot because that's kind of what you did when you only had a few CDs.
You spent money on it, so you're going to try and make yourself get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I did. I think I forced myself to. And look, it's not a terrible album. In fact,
Yes, it is.
I think it's quite a good album. You can't deny the songs are well written, and Nuno is a gun.
No, the lyrics are
But
fucking shit.
it has that peppiness that irritates the shit out of me. And before you laugh too hard, Dave, the band Poison also have that peppiness that continues to run me the wrong way to
Their
this
lyrics
day.
are way better than this.
I don't think so.
Way better.
No,
They never
think
stuck
so.
a fucking finger and pulled out a plum.
I actually prefer Extreme over Poison, but they're up there.
No.
They're up there in the fucking dance. Yeah, it's just stupid. What?
With your jazz
What is
hands.
Jim dancing? What the fuck is
Poison
Jim
are way
dancing?
better than Extreme.
It makes no sense. Anyway, random question for Extreme. Why record a lovely jazz ballad like When I First Kissed You, which was performed beautifully, but completely destroyed by the tacky sounding piano setting on a keyboard that sounded like it was bought from Toys R Us? Why not
I can
use
fucking vouch for that. Yes, I know what you're
why not
saying.
use a real piano? Like most
I
recording
used to
studios
work
have
for
them.
Toys R Us. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was a good song, but just that shitty, cheap, nasty keyboard sound. Like, surely a recording studio has like a better keyboard in there, but no.
No,
So
I'm using my Toys R Us keyboard.
Yeah, they insisted. Anyway, I think this album is musically as good as Def Leppard's High and Dry, and to be fair, probably even better in certain aspects. But I still prefer High and Dry times a billion to Extreme's Pronographitti. That gets my vote.
Cool, fair enough. So that is a determined winner now. It's about it being a clean sweep or not. So we're going to rotate through things as we go. I'm not going to be as brutal on either of these albums, to be blunt. I get to go next, so Jeff gets the final word on this section tonight. Def Leppard High and Dry was released in 1981. It was a 12-track album, 50 minutes. It was a 7th seed out of 12 for this season. Extreme Pronographitti was released in 1990, so nearly a decade later. It was 13 tracks for a bit over an hour, and it was the 10th seed out of this process as well. Going back to Def Leppard for a second, the energy on that album is incredibly hard to deny. Like, just from beginning to end, it just takes you on a ride and doesn't let you go. It opens with Let It Go, and just another hit and run, and sort of just keeps going from there. Great solos, great riffs. I love the overall attack, and I think that Bell made a good point in how they sort of traded things off as they went through, because you listen to On Through the Night Before This, then you get to this one, and then they sort of progressively lose that attack. And I would have liked to have heard more of this in their career over the duration. I like their later stuff, but I think that this is just a different feeling. It hits different, and it hits in a good way. But that said, at this early point, they're still writing songs with big hooks, which you expect, Bring On the Heartbreak, all that kind of stuff. But there's some serious sort of bite to the more aggressive side of things too. I mentioned Bring On the Heartbreak. I mean, it's one of the all-time ballads. Both of these albums, funnily enough, have all-time ballads on them, but that's one of the ones that really still cuts through today, and I think will cut through for all time. This album is time-stamped from the early 80s sound or late 70s sound, but I think that for me, that mixing timestamp actually works in favor of these guys, gives them an extra edge, a bit of sharpness to the sound, which suits the music going on here. Not as polished as later releases, and you didn't want this stuff to be. It was the same effect on the previous album as well. It gave them almost like a raw thrash kind of an edge to things. It's not quite the same thing, not the same band as those ones, but there's just an element to that sonically when you listen to it. And it's funny where this has also one of my favorite all-time instrumental tracks in Switch 625. For those long-time paying attention people that fuck all people know this one, Switch 625 is one of the few songs I've gotten on stage and played guitar to. I played that on our TV launch night in Melbourne way back in 2012. So yeah, I got to play a couple of songs with Overdrive, and this was one of them. So that was a bit of fun there. See, I love this song. I love this song to bits. But yeah, The album is literally just wall-to-wall bangers. It's just so good. It's one of those ones that you honestly forget how good it is until you put it on again, if that makes sense. Like you'll go away, listen to albums, and you put it on again, and you go, fuck, this is just that good. It's probably a 9-shot kind of an album for me. I really do enjoy this one more as the years go on, and I think it's one of those ones that it holds up really nicely. When you get over to Extreme with Pornograffitti, it's an interesting album that it's a wild ride with heaps of twists and turns along the way. But again, big hooks. Like both of these albums have massive hooks in them. I think that for me anyway, with Pornographitti,
is that me that's frozen or Andrew that's?
I can hear and see everyone.
No, I can see everybody.
Okay, cool. We're all good. We're all still here. I thought we were all still here. We'll see what happens. Belle, can you hear us?
Me. Yeah, it's probably me then. Sorry.
Okay, cool. That's all right.
I did see you stutter a little bit there, Belle, but you seem fine now.
Oh,
yeah, it didn't look like it was lost. I didn't have the spinning wheel of death, which is fine. But yeah, I think that what's cool about the Pornographitti album is that it's got energy, and I think that they've traded off maybe honing in on something, but they've made an album that is accessible to pretty much anyone and everyone. And I think that when you listen to this album, Nuno stands out. Like he is just a beast on the guitar, and they've got riffs for days, but they've also got sort of groove and, dare I say, a bit of soul going on in there as well. And you've got, I mentioned all-time great ballads before with Bring On the Heartbreak, but it's hard to, if you played those two songs and said, which one have you heard more? I reckon they'd argue More Than Words to be the one that has been played more worldwide. If you look at the streaming numbers of that song alone, it's through the fucking stratosphere. It's insane how much that song's been played.
Thank you, Gold 104.
Yeah. On that note, so I know that Dave put the boot in, but I'm going to go to bat for Gary Sharon. I think he's a talented vocalist.
He's not a talented lyric writer, that's for fucking sure. I
didn't say anything about lyrics. I've got a note on that in a second, but I think that as his vocal talent goes, he's really diverse and there's a lot of talent. And I think that I think the Van Halen thing is pretty unfair to Gary Sharon. I blame Eddie Van Halen more than anyone else for that.
What was it Dennis used to say? David Lee Roth wanted to fuck the woman.
Yeah.
Sammy Hagar wanted to marry the woman, and Gary Sharon wanted to be the woman.
Yeah, I remember.
That's awesome. I love that.
That's what Dennis used to say. Yeah, I remember that one too. That was
that's funny.
Even I knew the punchline as soon as you started, man. That's going back in time. But anyway, that being said, I still think Gary Sharon is a very talented vocalist. I think if you listen to this album, you can't sit here and say he can't sing. He can sing. I'm not talking about writing, I'm talking about singing. I think it's an interesting album. It's maybe a shade too long, and time has not been as kind to this album as others. It's funny when you listen to these ones back to back because you honestly think that High and Dry is the newer album because the lyrical impact of what's been mentioned here that has come in time, or as time has gone on, what's changed about the context for Pornographitti. I don't think it's aging as well. Anyway, it's not aging as well as the talent deserves it to. Does that make sense? I think the talent on display here deserves better.
The lyrics fucked it.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I think there's an issue there, and I think that it's a shame because I think the talent, the songs, all those things deserve to be. Like More Than Words is timeless. Like I know it's been played to death, but that's fucking absolutely timeless.
Yep.
There's a couple of other ones on there as well, which I think they hold up really well. But there's other ones in the clunky moments when it gets really brought down by those songs, and they go, I still think Get the Funk Out is fun, but generally speaking, there's an immaturity level to the lyrical content that does pull this down and anchors it back in time.
Get the Fuck Out stands up much better today than
it does. Funk is a style, and that's what
doing, and that's why you get that. But that's why you got the urban influences. That's where the difference here is.
Get the funk out, Jesus.
Pornographitti is meant to be an eclectic showcase, and they did that. That's why the album was as long as it was. I think it's a fine collection of songs. I enjoy listening to it. I'm not going to knock it at all. It's just when you get down to the battle and picking a winner and that sort of stuff, my gut at the start was leaning toward Def Leppard to begin with, and I'm going to land there in the end, honestly. I think just comes down to one has aged much better than the other one when you break it down, and it's leaner, it's more direct. High and Dry is, I think the other one, while is fantastic, it can be a bit bloated, and the lyrics have sort of pulled it down as years have gone on. So for me, I went with the punchier one that just fired me up more, and if I was forced to choose which one I'm going to reach for, it's going to be High and Dry. So that's the one that gets my vote this week, which means, Jeff, it's over to you to see if we get a clean sweep or not.
All right. So Extreme, Pronograffitti, 1990 versus Def Leppard, High and Dry, 1981. So when I heard that this battle was going to be between these two albums, these two sophomore albums, I immediately knew who I was going to vote for. There was no question. One of these albums is considered an all-time classic. But to be fair, I wanted to listen to both albums and, A and B them sort of thing.
Yeah.
And confirm my initial opinion was the right one. So I listened to them back to back. Suddenly I wasn't so sure anymore. I was like, okay. All right. Yeah. So, it had been a long time since I listened to one of them.
Yeah.
But my original opinion, I think it needed to be verified, or at least I had to convince myself that I wasn't just plain wrong.
Yeah.
So with High and Dry, Def Leppard created an album that took what they had built on the first album and pushed it to new heights. It had more guitar, more rhythm, more melody, more harmony, and it was more in your face. Ultimately, it had more of everything from the first album. And let me just say for the record that Pete Willis shits all over Phil Collins. Always has, always will.
Yeah, last album with him. Yep.
Yeah. And look, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've long been of the opinion that of all the albums that Def Leppard has put out, High and Dry is their best album. I've always been.
You have one there. A lot of people do
even
think
if it's not their most popular album, it's not by far. Obviously, Hysteria, one of the biggest selling albums of all time. Yeah. Nobody can deny that. But that's another story. Yep. High and Dry was the first album from this band that was produced by Mutt Lange, and his touches are all over it. So you'd be actually forgiven if you thought that some of this you could hear AC/DC in here, because you can.
That's where it come from, yeah.
That's exactly right. And so in regard to the production itself, it's fantastic. Mutt brings out the best in the musicians of that he produces. He always has, and he always will. Well, up until being brought out of retirement. But yeah, his results speak for themselves.
You could force one person to work on your album, he'd be up there.
Yeah. Like, even if most people actually hate him at the time, he gets results that are consistently spectacular, and High and Dry is no exception. I think for me, this was the perfect comeback album from a fairly lackluster debut album, really. That On Through the Night just wasn't the album that I think that the debut that they were hoping it was going to be. But when they brought in Mutt Lange, the record company obviously saw something here and thought, okay, let's see what we can do with this. And it was the right decision, because it eventually would be the path that would lead them to stardom. Yeah. Every song here is allowed to rock out, breathe in context with the rest of the album. The album actually just screams rock. This is a combination of all the best parts from the 70s, and the 80s, of course, have just kicked open the door. Yeah. And this is, leading the charge into 80s rock.
I agree.
So the guitar tone here is raw, yet it's chiseled. Nothing's overplayed. Every guitar solo is meticulously placed. That's obviously his influence in here. But nothing is wasted, and there's very little fat to trim in this album. Joe's voice here is the perfect accompaniment to the music. And while his lyrics may seem, and I stress seem, a little juvenile at first, they're not. And you have to realize what the music is trying to do. And regardless of all that, they're still a cut above many of their musical peers that were around at the same time. So I would be remiss then to give this album anything less than 9 shots. I think this album deserves all 9 shots. I'm going to give it 9 shots.
Yep.
Deep breath. All right. And then there's Extreme Pronograffitti. Now, this is the album that spawned one of the biggest hits ever, More Than Words, which became an anthem, a love song, if you will, that's been played at more weddings worldwide than anybody can count.
Yeah.
True.
And
Michael
karaoke
Wagner
as well.
Oh yeah. Michael
Yeah.
Wagner was brought in to produce this album, and he did a fine job.
Yeah.
The album is bright and airy with enough musical sense and diversity to have a little bit of something in here for everybody. I think that's what they were going for, and then they did a good job. The album itself is a hodgepodge mixture of many styles. You got rock, pop, heavy metal, funk, rap, even, and more. There's a little bit of everything in there. Jazz, there's all bits and pieces. So rap has never been my scene, but I think it's been done pretty tastefully here. They don't
urban
overdo
influence,
it. They don't overdo it. So I think that's okay. That's fine. I can let that slide.
Yeah.
Now, prior to the single of More Than Words being released, the band had pretty much considered this album finished and on the charts. It was pretty much done deal. After the initial touring had finished, it had, up to that point, done well enough that the record company was giving them advance and greenlit them to do album number 3. That was fine. They made plans to go back in the studio, record a new album with the hopes that their album number 3 would be the album that actually broke the band with a little bit of luck. But these hopes were not to be, as the new single More Than Words rocketed up the charts, giving new life to an album that was all but dead. Studio plans were scuttled, and a new round of touring dates were planned for going around the world. The album itself was considered by many a bit of an initial flash in the pan until the song More Than Words was released. The record label, A&M. And they did so in a last-ditch effort to see if they could actually save the album. For them, it was a financial thing. Maybe if we do a cheap video where there's no real special effect, black and white. That's why it was done in black and white, because they wanted to save as much money as they could, and then just people just sitting around playing in a room. And that was the idea. So that decision ultimately was the correct decision. Because it turned the band into an overnight sensation. And I'm giving you a little bit of history for anyone who doesn't know. Obviously, people do, but I don't give a flying fuck.
Keep going.
So look, this song put the album, and it went to number 1. And now this is not a bad thing for a band that was literally on the rim of bargain bin obscurity. They were ready to go down the tubes here and down the shitter. Now, aside from More Than Words, the album actually has some fairly strong tracks. I think Decadence Dance, regardless of whatever the fuck you mean, it's a pretty cool song. Get the Funk Out. It's a Monster. It's another strong song. Wholehearted.
That's
I think
yeah.
What were you saying?
Wholehearted is a great one as well.
Indeed. Well, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt. The actual album, if you look at the album itself, it's full of thought-provoking lyrics. Even now, I know what Dave was going to say. They are juvenile. They are. There are thought-provoking lyrics here, but
what are you thinking?
Stuck in your thumb and pull out a plum is a thought-provoking lyric.
That's not just one. Okay, you found the one. But, listen, dude, I haven't finished my sentence. So the album is full of thought-provoking lyrics, even if they often get overshadowed by silly, excessive, and cliched hooks, which is what rounds out my sentence. So I wasn't saying the fucking Einstein lyrics, Right.
Oh, fuck. That's great.
Overall, I like the album. And I think I've been maybe a little hasty to give the early edge to High and Dry. So I'm also going to give Pronograffitti 9-shot score, which makes my job harder here.
Now you're in trouble.
I'm in trouble. I think it's a brilliant album, and I think it changed the musical world at the time. It turned Betancourt and Sharon into household names, and it catapulted the band and these two guys into highly sought-after musicians in a lot of different arenas, a lot of different areas.
Yeah, join Van Halen, kill that band too.
Yes, that's true. But having said that, all those songs were written before he joined, so that's not really his fault.
Excuses.
Yeah,
it's not Gary's fault. That album, no.
That album was just a dud. It would have been dud had Sammy may have been put some more energy into it, but I don't know.
They're never going to go anywhere.
No. Look, I think High and Dry is a fantastic sophomore album, and obviously prior to Hysteria has the strongest collection of songs in their catalog, in my opinion. So when you look at these two albums, who deserves to move on? I think both of them do, ultimately. I think That's the I've given them both the equal score, but unfortunately only one can. So I'm gonna give the slight edge to the album that I would reach for more than the other. And this is also the album that I love to play along on the guitar to this day, and that is High and Dry. So
nice,
clean sweep.
I wasn't sure, man. I wasn't sure.
Me either. I actually thought he was going to go extreme.
So did I.
Looking back and forth, I was on the keyboard going up, down, up, down, up, down. Which one are you going to go with? And it's well played, Jeff. Well played.
Well, it wasn't meant to that, but the guitar. It's just a great guitar album.
Yeah.
Fuck, if you play guitar, you got to learn this album. Or just play along.
Yeah,
with it. It's fun.
I got to learn "Bring On the Heartache." That's a fucking great song.
Yeah.
Like
it's not bad. It's not a bad song.
It's too far for me. That's just a great
song. Yes, brilliant.
I played the rhythm on that, and I fucking loved. Like the rhythm in that song is fucking great. But anyway, yeah. But that settles that. We got to a clean sweep. It doesn't happen very often at all. I think it's still less than 10.
We used to collectively buy a Tats Lotto ticket. It never happens.
Just about.
You know what we should do? We've missed an opportunity here. I think we should have taken all the times that we've only done it a few times. Maybe we could do it going forward. All the times that we do a clean sweep, those albums go against each other.
Ooh!
I like that.
I've got the notes, Jeff. I've got the notes, so I can go back and track that.
Yeah, so a little thing towards the end of the year. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So we'll break that.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen very often, so it would be a really good collection of
cool. The clean sweep albums. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. For the record, we went with the audience on this one. The vote from the audience wasn't quite as one-sided. It was about 2/3 of the vote went to Def Leppard in the end, so we're on track again after last week's upset.
That was fucked last week.
That was fun.
Where's the fucking Dream Theater fans at?
Well, you've got you guys here making up for it now, but next week is going to be interesting because we are going with Iron Maiden Killers versus Motley Crue Shout at the Devil. Interesting battle.
There's a lot of people that love Maiden but cannot stand fucking Deanna's voice. I'm not one of them. I love him, but I know people out there don't.
He cops a lot of shit.
I would argue, though, just counterpoint, Jeff, there are a lot of people that go to bat for that era too. Like some people that think those two first.
Old school fucking raw heavy metal in a club, man.
Some people love that edge that he brought to the band. So it'll be an interesting battle next week. It'll be very interesting next week. Let's get some audience comments in here before we move on to the bin and all that stuff and get out of here. Basher said, tough one. Extreme, just. Tough said, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. You're a legend. Thanks for all your hard work. Well, you're kind. You're too kind to us. We do our best. We have some fun with it. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. There we go. Vinny says, thank you for your dedication, Zen Bells. Kevin's going, I'm with Dave here, not a fan of Extreme, so moving through here.
Dude.
And Todd says, we at Lame School of Rock are offended by your antics and would love to argue our point, but it's way past my bedtime. I need to drink my warm milk now. Rant over.
Warm milk? Gross. What movie is that quote from? Warm milk? Gross.
I don't know, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm in Old Street.
I'm not in that headspace right now, man. I'm in a completely different mind zone.
Nancy in the bath saying warm milk.
Vinny says, I have to admit, as much as I can enjoy Extreme, Dave is on point about the lyrics. They could also find a home on a Humphrey Bear album.
That's why I wanted to finish my sentence, because it made me sound like I was saying, these are fucking amazing. But
It did, Jack. It did.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. There we go. Craig says, High and Dry is Lep's best album by far. Zero filler. Extreme made far better albums, Graffiti. It's chock full of filler. The next album may have stood a slight chance, but the last album, 6, is easily the best. 6 is a great album for the record.
That is a good album.
Really
I was disappointed going back to this classic fucking album.
Yeah. Hasn't aged well. Kat says, Dave. Love your work. So there we go. There's some fun. And Tough has gone Def Leppard all the way. Vinny says, could you imagine bringing art home from school for Dave to judge?
My kids make amazing though.
Well, hang on. Craig's gone, fuck off with Nirvana, Jeff. You're in the bin tonight. How did I didn't think Jeff brought up Nirvana. I think it was Dave.
I did. I brought up Nirvana. I put on the Bleach album.
Hang on.
No, give me back my alcohol.
Sorry, Dave. Yeah,
I'll take the blame.
The brain.
Absolutely. This Pronograffitti album was the reason why grunge got so fucking popular. It was sick of the lame fucking crap.
And to follow up, Vinny's gone, you've chosen violence tonight, Craig. So there we go.
Give me back my alcohol.
Yeah, best Def Leppard stuff is with Pete Willis on guitar. So there's one for agreeing with Jeff there.
Drum roll with both hands.
Craig says, bit inebriated, aren't we all? And like a certain panel member was last week, again, aren't we all?
I was not.
Never. Vinny says, after personally, out of nowhere, their self-titled album of 2015 was really enjoyable, right up there with Adrenalize. So there we go. That was
the self-titled Def Leppard album was really good. Their last good album.
God.
Oh, here we go. Vinny says, all Tasmanians hate peppiness. Bloody doomsday preppers.
Peppers.
Peppiness.
The peppiness.
Like being so peppy. Craig says, you lost me with Adrenalize, mate. So there we go. Guru says, I never heard anyone play like Nuno before that album. That is true. His guitar is phenomenal. It's just
people play him. They compare him to Van Halen. I think that's
so unfair. As close as you get.
Yeah, but on how many albums did Van Halen sound like fucking amazing? And really, Nuno, maybe a couple. That's it, really.
Yeah, Nuno ain't Van Halen. That's what fucking sure.
He's great. There's no question. He's great.
Yeah, but I think it's also a stylistic because he does play it a bit different to everyone else as well. So it's one of those things. Michael's here saying, hi all, sorry I missed the show, just got home from work. Well, you're here, you can watch whatever you want. It stays online. Good to see you. And Dave's happy to see you as well. But Craig's gone, I fucking hate
Happy birthday for your dog, man. She turned 1.
And Michael's gone, Dave, wake the fuck up. So there we go. Ivan here. Sorry, good to see you, buddy. Hopefully, thanks for jumping in and saying something here. My missus loves that song. I think it's gay. So there we go. Followed up with Extreme had another track in the top 10, Wholehearted. Wholehearted is one that I think we all agree is pretty good there. Vinny says the Jack Black and Jimmy Fallon replica of More Than Words is hilarious and quite accurate. I haven't seen that, to be honest. I'll have to go and check that out.
I don't know.
Ivan says Nuno is a silly, excessive, hooky name. Nuno is camp as a row of tents. So there we go. Wow, we're putting the boot in the Nuno now. Vinny says, just post in Discord. Get on it if you're not a patron member yet. Okay, cool. Thank you for that as well, Vinny. Appreciate it. He's put that link in Discord if you want to check out. Craig says 100 times better than More Than Words too. Yeah, that's going back to.
But, the lyrics to More Than Words are actually very strong. They are very strong
I think that's one of the ones there, yeah. And same with Wholehearted. Those two songs really do stand up today. Like, there's no... I don't think you can...
I think if you had to list it, like the top 100 ballads or something of all time, More Than Words has to be on there.
It has to be in there, regardless of how heavily it's been played. It's
come on.
It would be no. It'd
be number one, but it has to be there. Yeah.
It's a solid song. The harmonies are great. The vocals, the lyrics, that stands up. 100,
absolutely not. I can find 100 better fucking ballads.
All right, that's your homework.
There's homework for Dave to do.
Okay, I will come up with 100 ballads.
There's a whole video in that, man. Yeah. Wow, that's a challenge.
100 ballads. I don't even mention that song.
All right, Jody is here saying, hi, Dave. So someone you know, Dave? Jody Shortest? Not
She's
sure.
a Collingwood fan.
No.
Okay, well, okay.
Hi.
Thanks, Bill. Hi. Dave, have a fan. Ivan says, didn't hear the first one make it the opposite to Extreme. I'm not sure. Review some Soundgarden or Alice in Chains albums. We've done those before.
Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, fucking
miss. Alice in Chains, you'll find big fans here. Vinny says, now Jeff has chosen Violence having a clean sweep albums complete. So there we go. That's having the clean sweep albums complete. So that is going to be an interesting one as well. I've got another idea too, in that eventually when we get through enough seasons of this, the winners from each one will go head to head. So I'll have like the King of Kings kind of thing going on.
Interesting.
Ivan says, Def Leppard, Rocket, Satellite of Love. That, I like Rocket, personally.
Rocket.
All the way. Craig says, Maiden all the way. Killer is fucking epic. Then Killer hands down from Michael. Follow up with, I love
prefer self-titled to the Killer album.
Michael's gone both high and dry point of Pronograpfitti. What was that, Dave? Sorry.
I prefer the self-titled Maiden album to Killers.
That'd be an interesting battle, just a random one now and then. Michael said when it came out, huge buzz about Nuno when he's playing. It was different at the time, and that's why he enjoys both albums, High and Dry and Pronograpfitti. Following on, everyone rushed to Music Shop to try the Washburn Nuno.
Yeah. I'd love to have that guitar. Fucking beautiful guitar.
Yeah. Guitar, sorry. Yep. Tough says next week Humphrey B. Bear versus Sesame Street music. Not so much, but hey, well, who knows? Michael says Michael Anthony said recently the songs on 3 were not Gary's, and the songs he was writing for the next BG album were good. So yeah, I don't blame Gary at all for Van Halen. I don't blame him at all. Sparksy's here saying Jeff a PM. There we go.
Thank you. Yeah.
Fred says Jeff is a turncoat Red Wings fan. Get that rubbish top off. So there we go. That's one for Jeff when it comes to hockey.
Because I like the Red Wings as well, and he's always giving me shit in my turncoat.
Well, there you go. Now he's doing it publicly too. And Sparksy's gone busted. So there we go. Craig says, I want to see Dave actually come up with 100 ballads. So there we go. That's
I'm going to do it. I'm serious.
Do it on Spotify.
No, genuinely, that'd be an interesting video. Don's gone, Jeff, your legend. So Dan, sorry, has gone, Jeff, your legend. There we go.
Dan,
Ivan says, my missus says, g'day back to your missus out there as well. And Ivan says, Tommy Emmanuel is a better guitarist than Nuno. That's actually an interesting conversation.
Tommy Emmanuel.
Oh, Tommy's a good guitar player.
That's fucking right, he is, but
he's a beast. Different style, but
different style. Yeah,
it's hard to compare, isn't it? Like it's hard when it gets to stylistic.
Yeah, talking shit like worlds apart.
But both extremely talented.
Probably from a technical standpoint, Emmanuel would be better.
Yeah.
But from there's no way that Tommy Emmanuel can fucking riff like Nuno. There's no way. You know.
I don't know. I got another comment here. Michael says, "No, Dave, I want you to write 100 ballads." That we'll see about that one.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Oh God,
he's gonna go and find every Hallmark card he can and just put them together.
Oh, my fucking standards are higher than that, man.
You can't use AI either. Can't use AI.
No. 100% Dave talent. That's where it's come.
That actually kind of scares me, to be honest. We'll see where this one goes. With your love of horror and all things black and evil, that's going to be your version of romance is not everyone else's version of romance. People, people should remember that.
Be all about plonking down in the coffin and going for fucking nuts.
Like the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Why aren't you moving, baby? Wake up.
Here we go. Michael says, first track, I love my nail wax or nail wax. Whatever. Nail wax. I don't know. 2, I love Axl. Michael's coming in with the ideas for you. Vinny says it'll be as deep as his love for grunge. And Gary says Davey's going to contact Sharon for some pointers. And Michael says track 3, I love drinking. So Dave can go back through the comments later on to see how things are. All right, we got to get out of here. Let's do win and bin. Let's do the round here for win and bin. Belle, you've been quiet for a while. What have you got for a win and bin this week?
All right. Look, you guys are talking about guitarists, and I just kind of zone out a bit. So,
sorry.
Back to things that interest me more is my I know it's supposed to be about music. I get it.
Oh, that was gold.
People play guitars to make music.
Mm-hmm.
I have a win. I have a win.
Awesome.
Guys, I both actually have a win and a bin. And my win is the invention of potato cakes. They're fucking delicious. And
I think we all agree.
One of the best foods created by man. They're just
hard agree.
I can't think of many other things I prefer to eat than a potato cake. But my bin is potato cakes because they are incredibly unhealthy and terrible for you, and you shouldn't eat them. So
yes, you should.
All good things are those that are bad for you. That's the
absolutely
unfortunate thing about it all.
I didn't feel like shitting on about shit this week, so that's my bin and win.
Fair enough. It's good to have both in one. That's not a bad thing at all. All right, Dave, let's throw to you. What do you got this week?
Okay, I have one win and two bins. My win is today we were blessed with new Nightwish music, and that's always a good thing. Put myself into my happy place at work. Fuck work, because work is work. Put myself into my little space, enjoyed the moment. Everything was perfect.
Dave's
Way I want it to be. New Nightwish, Dave Zen, absolutely. And my God, I want this new album out fucking right now. My God, if you haven't heard this song, holy shit. Read the lyrics, listen to the music. It's fucking great. So that's my win. New Nightwish.
Is there
my
a
bin.
video to go with it? No?
No, I think it's a lyric video, but yeah, just listen to the fucking song. The song's enough. Read the lyrics, all good. Okay, my bin is the soundtrack for season 6 of Cobra Kai. If you watch this show, the soundtrack is part of the reason why this show is so fucking awesome. So there's one Airborne song in the whole 5 episodes. There's more episodes coming later this year. Apart from that, that's really the only interesting song in these 5 episodes. There's other music. There's a shitty hip-hop song in one episode, which is really crap. But the whole appeal of this fucking show was they had Wasp, they had fucking Dee Snider, they had Queen. It was fantastic. And now it's just, great. You got one cool song. What the hell happened? Yeah, they should have ended it. It's still good, but they should have ended it last year. All the conflict's gone, but I won't go into a review. Yeah. Okay. My other bin is me, because I think I have misguided my son. Now, about a few weeks ago, Roy asked me the question, Dad, how are babies made? I'm like, okay, son, it's time for the talk. Yeah. So we're going to have a talk. Jade's in high school. She's having sex education. And we just talk like parts, bits, wombs, sperm, testicles, vaginas, all good. So Roy's at the age where he's starting to hear things. So I was, okay, son, we'll have a talk. We'll go into your room, man to man, we'll have a talk. I was thinking about doing some models in Minecraft of like parts and like, you know how Redstone animates bits to make things move? He loves Minecraft.
I know. I can just imagine you doing that too. Like, I know what you're talking about, the pistons and shit. I know what you're getting at.
You do that shit. And you can like plant creeper eggs and they would explode and be. Okay, but I got that crap out of my system. We had a mature man-to-man talk. Now, I think it didn't go too well because the other day, Monday night, Julia's at work and my kids were having dinner together and we're talking and Jazz like, we had sex education today and blah, blah, blah. We're talking about this and that. And Rory's like, Dad, do you know how a woman gets bigger during pregnancy? I'm like, no, son. How? He says, you use an air mattress pump and she gets bigger and bigger until she explodes and then, hi, mama.
Oh,
like, son,
wow.
The last thing you use on your girlfriend is a fucking air mattress pump.
That's what you said.
No, I said, like, but I didn't say fucking. I'm like, the last thing you use is an air mattress pump. Okay, you got to remember, he's my son. He's got my humor. So how he came up with the whole air mattress.
I know your son. Like, oh my God. You should have videoed that moment, man.
Oh my God. You don't know this shit's coming though. And when I'm left speechless and I'm fucking
I know.
Like, okay. We're gonna have a bit more of a conversation.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah. So okay. Honestly, he's got it. He got the idea. He still makes jokes, but yeah, it just threw me. I think, Dave, you kind of fucked up somewhere. You're gonna have to set him straight so I'm putting myself in the bin.
Yeah, because if he starts talking about that shit to his friends, they're gonna be the people.
You don't use an air mattress pump, people.
What?
And Gary Sharon, you don't put it in the ear. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you don't stick in a thumb and pull out a plum. Yeah.
No, there's no plums in the ear.
Oh God, if there are, you're doing it wrong. All right. On that note, Jeff, what have you got for us?
I got a bin. Okay. Okay. So I have to stop this because it's fucking ruining my life. Uber Eats on Thursdays. They cannot.
Stop again.
They fucked up again.
I told you not to.
I was lazy. I was doing some shit, and I'm like, I just don't feel like cooking anything, so I ordered KFC. Okay, how bad could that be? I had 2 hours, so I thought, okay. So like, I get home at about 7, right? I'm tired from work. I've just been driving for an hour and a half. Fuck, I'm just gonna get something to eat. So I ordered fucking my normal go-to from KFC is a tenders box.
Yeah.
I should have known there was something going on when the fucking woman comes to the door and says, she hands me a Solo and says, sorry, they were out of Pepsi. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not going to drink the fucking Solo. I'll just give it to Scott. But I get in there, open up the bag. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, a box full of Wicked Wings and a thing of chips and one of those fucking pepper thing sliders. Like,
oh, wow.
What the fuck is this? So I get on my app, I get on the Uber app, help, and then it's the thing that says, my entire order was wrong.
Yeah.
And then, so then they're like, take a photo of it. So I took a photo of it, send it to them. And then within 30 seconds, they basically asked me how I want the money, either back on my card that I used to pay or Uber Eats credits. I just thought, well, fuck, I just might as well get it as credits because they get you. If you want it back in cash, like on your card, it takes 3 to 5 working days.
Yeah.
If you want it as a credit, instant.
Yep.
But how many times have I ordered something on a Thursday? It's always wrong on a fucking Thursday. Every other time it's fine. Thursday, so never again.
Jeff,
never ordered.
You'd be better off just going through the drive-thru on the way home, man.
I was tired. I was just too tired. I just wanted to get home. I thought I was actually going to fall asleep when I got home. I was fucking driving. You know those things when you're driving along and then you go and you jump. You're like, holy fuck!
Yeah, that's not good, man.
Not good. I know, man. I know. It's not good at all.
Do you know what's cool about Guzman and Gomez drive-through? They sell beer. You can get beer via a drive-through.
Really?
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
I don't mind their food, but the thing is, I fucking hate coriander with a passion, and everything's got fucking coriander in it.
Yep.
Oh man, fucking soap, dish soap. It's fucking. That shit is vile. I know a lot of people love it because to them it tastes like lemony and it's all beautiful.
I enjoy it. Yeah. Yep.
But those of us who have the gene, I have the gene
thing. Yeah.
I fucking hate it. Yeah. Anyway, that's my bit. I got no wins. Shit week. All right.
Cool. I'll have a bit of fun with this. My bin for this week, I'm not sure how it's going to work. I'll try and put myself in solo mode here for a moment because it's the only way it's going to be anyway remotely work. But anyway, I'll try this. See that?
Yeah. Oh,
that's black.
In a while.
Oh, I try. I'm a bit poor. No. In all seriousness, what that is ink. I work in a print shop now again. I'm back to printing again. And when you get ink all over your hands, you get used to it, whatever else have you. But the thing is that normally I can use a bit of acetone to get it off, and it works the charm. The trouble is that today I have no acetone because I've been printing for ages, so it's something I'm missing in the arsenal, so to speak. So I need more acetone, so that's going in the bin. So I'm going to have to go to work looking like I've,
I got acetone at work. It's fun.
Yeah, you would. You'd need it where you are. But yeah, I don't have acetone, so I have to go in tomorrow and use some solvent on my hand, and that'll be okay. It's okay. I used to use a lot worse than that when I was cleaning other jobs, but it's just sort of like, bugger. So that's a bit of a fun bin. My win, though, is this little thing here. It's a neat little bottle of gin, which is cool because this is from a local distillery up out here. So it's maybe 20 minutes from us.
Yeah.
So Jody and I at the moment have 1 day a week where we both have the day off. So we make some time on Sundays to go out and see some stuff in the area. We found this cool distillery not far from us, which is dog friendly, do wicked cocktails, and sell bottles of gin and vodka and liqueurs and whatever else as well. So that could be a fun little. We brew our own stuff. That's cool, but it's also nice to go out and just sort of have stuff that's just ready to go. And just finding that little place last Sunday, just randomly driving by and go, we haven't been there before. Let's stop in. And as we didn't have C's at that time, but we walked out going, okay, they have a wall inside of like photos of all the dogs that have gone through the joint, which is cool. And so we just asked, okay, are you because they're all smaller to mid-sized dogs. So we just asked if you're okay with big dogs, and like, yeah, we love them. So we'll take Knucklehead down with us one of these days, and he'll cause a fuss like he always does. But no, it's just finding a distillery that sells good booze. You can take your dog to, and they do meals and cocktails and stuff as well. It's like 20 minutes away from here. It's like, fuck, yeah. So that's a little win. Just exploring the regional life and what's up here. It's cool. It's a little bit of a win for us this week. All right. I said that we're getting to the end. Jody says hello to everyone, by the way, in case you missed out.
Hey.
All right. What do we got here? Last comments before we get out here. Tough says, typing lyrics in AI makes some interesting picks. I did say some crazy-ass Manowar picture using their songs. Have fun with that. Ivan says, Prince buries Nuno. Dave Gilmour beats him alive. Nuno is shite.
Yep. Dave Gilmour's fucking god.
Dave Gilmour is a beast. Vinny says, sorry to go political, but my bin is we're about to witness a woman with a kebab between her legs win gold in boxing.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong, Vinny. I'm going to say that's not quite right. Hyman says,
that was a fake. That was a fake news shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you need to read a bit more. Anyway. Ivan says, been done. Craig says, Nuno's may not be as good, but he's still an excellent guitarist. He is an excellent guitarist. There's no
yeah.
Michael says, in the bin with tastemakers, poppy track disguised as a hard rock, more metal, perhaps some death metal. Oh yeah, I'm guilty. Two in the bin for me.
Just no fucking black metal, please.
Yeah. Tastemakers seemed interesting. I have to go through it probably, but yeah, we'll see.
That was pretty good this week.
Yeah.
Opeth is going to be there. Hopefully, I'm hoping. Bell put that in you. Bell, is it Opeth somewhere? Hopefully.
I haven't checked Tastemakers, but I did nominate Opeth.
I fucking hope it gets in there.
It's in there. It's in there because the one thing about Tastemakers, while we're on this note, is that this is the first time since we started doing this thing that I've not had to add any top up tracks. So
yeah.
We've actually got it to a point where everyone's contributing new songs every week, sort of thing. So it's the first time I've not had to have like a list of tracks ready to go and just pile them in. Now it's like, okay, cool. Everyone just keeps going and we'll actually have a really good playlist that's fully generated by Patreon supporters to really make this episode.
Oh, I was there live when that happened. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool on Sunday when I worked that out. So it was the first time ever last Sunday when I put the list together, changed the playlist over, that it was all stuff, no top-up tracks from the list that I get from the mail that get sent in, just all nominations actually chosen by people, which is great. It's a bit of a milestone. I was really stoked to have that one. So yeah, that was cool. Wow, where are we going here? What do I got here? Tough says you can bin potato cakes. I'll take them out of the bin and eat them all. I think that'd be a few of us, to be honest. Ivan says, top show cunts, you got a new pair of fans. Thank you for the kind words. We do like
you.
He's got Airborne. I'm Joel's favorite bouncer. Joel is fun, man. They're a good interview, those guys. With Nuno, then Man Up Bro. Where are we going? Dudes Root Chicks. I don't know what's going on now. Craig said, oh my God, that Minecraft reference. Yeah, we have some fun with it. That was at the last Not Safe for Work party. Well, this whole thing is not safe for work.
No.
Lee's gone. Dave's Better Guide to Parenting. New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, I got an unusual approach, that's for sure.
Wow. Vinny says, Dave, watch Aliens with him. Show him the face hugger, then an alien bursting out of a woman's chest. Then explain this all happens around the groin area, short and sharp.
Call a sit on my face hugger.
Yeah. Let her watch Aliens.
I have showed Jade Aliens. She loved it. But, I know what you're going with the face hugger.
And Tuff's gone. There was one time at band camp, right? Yeah, that's basically where we are right now in this territory as we go through things. Ivan says, who has party backstage with the screaming Jets at the playroom on the Gold Coast? Cunts. Me. I've gotten to know the Jets pretty well, in particular Paul before he passed away, so there's a bit of a crossover there. And Vinny says, an RIP to the famous gentleman who was simply enjoying a meal, a succulent Chinese meal. Yes, that is an all-time classic moment. He passed away the other day, so yes, condolences to his family. That is a moment that will go down in all time. That is just one of those things. Ivan says, Google ordered you the diet menu. It's AI. Should never look a gift horse in the mouth. You can get beer at Thirsty Camel drive-through in bulk. That's actually a good point, Ivan. Yes. I'll pay you that. Craig says, hasn't Guzman and Gomez gone under? No, they just opened a new store.
No, I hope not.
Michael's gone, Jeff, there's this new craze called cooking. Learn too.
If I got home fucking an hour before, I would have. But
the thing is, right, in the context of these conversations rolling through, remember that. There's a new craze called cooking. Learn too. under Nuno's naked body. From Ivan is the next comment that I've got here. Just to string
Yeah.
1 and 2 together.
You gotta pass.
Oh,
You gotta pass.
Oh, shit.
that's some shredded beef right there.
Yeah.
I'm not into Greek cuisine. Okay, let's put that.
Okay. Well, no pulled pork for anyone. Anyway, Cat said, win. Very entertaining chaos night, guys. Funny shit. You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it tonight. Ivan says, gin, I wash cover my hands with gin. I like gin. It cleans the insides out. Big dogs. All the bitches love big dogs, bro. Well, yeah, my wife loves them too. So there we go. Kevin says, have a great weekend, everyone. Likewise to you as well.
Thank
Lee
you,
says,
Kevin.
gig plug Saturday night at the Tote. Pizza Death in Malice's Wake, Aardvark, and more for $20. That is a fucking great lineup, man.
In
Malice's Wake are fucking phenomenal. So if you're looking for a gig on Saturday and you want something heavy, go. That'll be cool. Tuff says, bin Star Wars TV series, all of them. Okay. And take out the old Highlander TV series. Give them now. Wow, man. That's some words. I'm going to get myself a creeper girl and bang away. You enjoy.
Blow up dolls cheaper. Yeah.
And Craig says, we all need some of what Ivan is snorting tonight. And follow that up. Good cunts. So there we go. This is pandemonium in the comments. All right. On that note, it's time to wrap it up. We'll see you all same time, place next week. As always, we have a lot to get through. But the main battle for next week is Iron Maiden Killers versus Motley Crue Shadow the Devil. Thank you, one and all. Hopefully, you have a great week. Look after yourselves. We'll see our Patreon supporters on Sunday for another session as well. So get around that. Just quickly here, you can follow us at the Hard Rock Show on your preferred platform. Patreon is just Patreon/The Hard Rock Show. And if you want to get in touch with us, the best way to do so is email media@thehardrockshow.com. But yeah, links, details, description box. Check it all out there if you're missing it, if you're tuning in later on. We thank you for your company. Hope you've had a good night tonight, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. On behalf of Belle beside me here and Dave and Jeff underneath on the other half of the screen, look after yourselves. Have a great week. We'll see you all very, very soon. Until then, though, folks, you know what to do. As always, drink up. Rock on.
Cheers.
Beef.